It's the blacktop, midnight sky. JJ Vance got questions he can't deny. Used to have an RV full of case file stack, map full of mysteries from tack. Hear the hum of the tires, feel the pull of the strange. Where the lights in the woods get real deranged. Open your brain holes where the truth explodes, and hunker on down for a trip on the GCD high Witness Road. He's riding down the high weirdness road, chasing every story nobody's told. Muppets in the backseat, vampires in tow. JJ Vance on the high weirdness road. Cold case counties and abandoned towns. Something in the shadows keeps swirling round. CIA bots shouting, "Who killed Bill Cosby?" JJ just laughs and cranks the sound. Where the timeline's bend and the truth gets loud, and the moon looks wrong behind a wandering cloud. If the vampire strike, well, that's just how it goes. He's riding down the high weirdness road, where impossible things are the stories he's old. From hidden horrors on a foggy night to the America's wasteland, heartland. JJ Vance on the high weirdness road. He's rolling down the high weirdness road, chasing every phantom the archives hold. Truth gets strange, but he won't let go. JJ Vance on the high weirdness road. Yeah, JJ Vance on the high weirdness
Operation GCD with an Appalachian grin. Adventures and shenanigans, we're diving right in.
Stay dangerous, America. Howdy, folks. Your host, Double J, back here, coming at you live from my studio / Airbnbs. Welcome back here, folks of the interwebs. We'll be your host of Operation GCD right here in your face holes. JJ Vance, not the vice president, part-time vampire hunter. Anyhow, folks of the interwebs, welcome back. I will be your pilot and navigator for tonight's shenanigan-infused journeys into the mind of this particular garbage can dudes. And not going to lie to you, folks, the interwebs got a real one-eyed Russian immigrant for you. No, real barn burner here on deck for y'all tonight. An occult and or esoteric review of the 1991 cinematic shit show, Nothing But Trouble. An all-star lineup of a cast in the film, comedic legends in many regards across the billing there of the film's main cast. Yep, wrong spot, ma'am. Not Latinos for Gavin Newsom here. Nope, that's down the street. But I appreciate you joining us here tonight. I want to thank y'all for joining us here tonight as well to get a little GCD. And you got a real barn burning lineup of guests here as well, including Special Agent of the Dewey Decimal System, Mr. Phil Z. How you doing, sir? Welcome back to Operation GCD for your first time.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Absolutely. Now, when was the first time you'd seen this film? Was this your first viewing? Because it's not. It was never exactly. No one could ever mistake this for a good film. You know, quote unquote, good film.
So this is the first time I've seen it in over 30 years.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I probably saw it probably a good half dozen times or so when I was a kid.
Oh,
And,
easily,
you know,
dude. I love to hate on this movie when it came out.
Oh,
I
God,
immediately
yeah.
love to hate on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the train wreck. It's the train wreck that you got to see because you're like, oh, you know, like let's see how gross out can we get, you know, with Dan Aykroyd's, you know, with the makeup and just, you know, or watch the scene with the bone stripper and, you know, as Daniel Baldwin and his junkie friends get, you know,
Yeah, they killed the best Baldwin, dude. They killed the best Baldwin.
Yeah.
That's not. I mean, that's not a high bar, you know. Like being the best Baldwin still pretty shitty, but I'm just saying they killed the best Baldwin.
Pretty much, but yeah, it was. It's a movie that you're just gonna watch and just shit on the entire time. And yeah, there's some.
Yeah, you're gonna ask why did they make this, dude? That's what I even asked myself upon rewatching this film. I mean, I remember when it came out of the theater, man. I was hyped. I was like, John Candy, you know, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase. You know, I could do without Demi Moore. Although she's in one of my favorite films as a child. No, One Crazy Summer.
Oh,
by communist John Cusack. You know, early Bobcat Goldthwait and doing his best Bobcat Goldthwaits.
Oh yeah, and directed by the guy with the greatest name, Savage Steve Holland. I mean,
there you go.
Couldn't get a better 80s combo than that. He did Better Off Dead also.
I spent a couple weeks of my summers of my childhood in Nantucket, so that's a Nantucket-based film. So you know, they had the television show Wings. These were big parts of my childhood as a result of that.
Well, quick little aside: the guy who plays what's his name, Joel Murray's friend, the friend, John Cusack's friend in that, his uncle.
Joel Murray, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Joel Murray's uncle in the movie, the one who's like.
Yeah, the crazy dude trying to win the radio contest, dude.
Yeah, he was involved. He was involved with Carlos Castaneda, which was a whole.
No shit, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, I was reading that because when it was talking about his screen credits, his name was Bruce Wagner, who I think actually was married to. Might have been married to Rebecca De Mornay. He was married to an actress, I know that. But yeah, Bruce Wagner.
Good for him. I mean, she's a hot older lady, dude. Still to this day, right? She's held it together there. I feel like Rebecca De Mornay's.
Yeah, but yeah, the Nothing But Trouble is that train wreck where it's like, you know what, when you got an hour and a half to spare, why not? You know, sit and watch it and just crap on it the entire time.
I agree, and I feel like this man might have a similar review, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on the two of the weirdest characters in the film, Bobo and Little Deeble. Welcome back to Operation GCD there, Clint Eastwood, for your very first time, sir.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, sir. What were your favorite? You were telling me before your favorite characters were Bobo and Little Deeble.
Is it the diaper fat ones?
Yeah, yeah, dude. I feel like they copied those characters for the hillbilly tow truck driver and Harold and Kumar. It was like some sort of satirical take on that, right? Because there's I don't know what anybody was thinking when they made this film. When was the first time you'd seen this film there, Clint?
I've seen parts of it in the 90s, and then
parts of it. It was so bad you shut it off in the 90s. You're like, fuck this.
But I'd always catch the last half of it. Be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, like why are they doing these? Yeah, the last half is particularly the strangest half of it, dude. And that's saying something.
They didn't have an ending. That was part of
the ending was so nebulous, and it was like multiple endings. They tried to land them all at once, and none of them landed. Yeah, like a lot of the jokes in the film, none of them landed.
There's a lot of flat ones. I mean, there is some funny ones, but yeah, there's a lot of jokes where it's like I got nothing on it. And as a kid, there's certain things that are kind of goofy about it. But yeah, when you get older, you're like, okay, this is sort of funny. It's taking the normal smart ass, smarmy Chevy Chase character and putting him in a movie where he's kind of fish out of water and just the whole high strangeness of Vulcanvania. It's Dan Aykroyd being eccentric and weird and letting put John Candy in a dress. I mean, there's
John Candy let's not forget John Candy put himself in a dress there and Who's Harry Crumb just I believe a year prior to this film. But this film reminded me of a real town in Pennsylvania that our next guest, Troublemaker Jonah. Welcome back to Operation GCD, sir, for your very first time.
Yeah, I
right
thought you
now.
were gonna say your favorite to me more movie was either Striptease or G.I. Jane. You know.
I would like to address both of those films here in our more of a larger Demi Moore discussion. Starting with One Crazy Summer, dude. She's in that, dude. Looks totally different than the character we see in tonight's film. However, you can rest easier now, sir. The UFO charades are continuing. Your name will continue to be redacted in those Epstein files. But welcome back to Operation GCD, sir.
Do you see that one that I posted in our chat earlier, where like some Chinese monk allegedly fucking came out and said Mount Kalash is like some anchor from the fucking moon race? It's just fucking.
That seems reasonable, dude. Out of the Chinese kind of monk brigades, there, that seems like a reasonable something for them to do, right?
I mean,
why not? Right? I'm surprised they're not telling us aliens are here and they got shot by lasers. But you told me about a town called Centralia, PA, right? Is that the name of it? It's like still on fire, dude.
It's been on fire since the 1950s, and no one's allowed to go there. But then when you go there, the fucking Google Maps.
Well, I think Dan Aykroyd went there and filmed this here tonight's film there, sir. That seems like very like a Centralia, PA type of environment.
Well, that whole fucking town's out. Like, so what it is allegedly the coal mines caught on fire, and they're just still burning. But then, even if you use Google Maps to go through that shit, it's just weird as fuck. And of course, like the only 4 landmarks is going to be like the Oddfellows Cemetery, Ignatius of Loyola, something or another. It's all fucking occult shit, but it's allegedly been closed since like the 1950s, closed off by the military. Yet they still have like 4 pins dropped on the town for fucking cemeteries. Like you can't even drive up there. But Google Maps somehow drove through it too. Yeah,
and that real life town kind of reminds me of what we see in tonight's, like the kind of environment, at least in some respects, what we see in tonight's film. And apparently tonight's film is based on an experience from old Dan Aykroyd himself. And tonight's discussion is based upon experience in Todd the Wizard's Braino. Welcome back to Operation GCD, sir, for your very first time.
I'm so glad to be here. It's so nice to reunite with you, gentlemen.
Yeah, this conversation is based on an experience in your brain from 1978, much like the film.
Kind of like one of David Wilcox's visions.
Blue Avian. Oh, is this a Blue Avian discussion? All right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just call me David Wilcox for the rest of the show, please. No.
Are you guys going to be doing some David Wilcox news later? Is that what?
You guys don't want to suck his cock. That's why you put his fucking name. Like, goddamn. I don't like. The only reason I've ever heard of this fucking retard is because you and Clint, and then you got to bring him up all the goddamn time. And you're like, oh, everyone's worried about him. No, motherfucker, you're worried about him. Shut the fuck up.
If it's getting Jonah's goat, it's working. So.
Oh yeah.
Just call me David Wilcox from here on out. No.
That's going to change the entire network to the David Wilcox News Network.
I'm sorry. May you just please let him rest. Let him rest already.
I mean,
get the Ouija board.
I guess I. Stop trying to summon David Wilcox.
Y'all need to fucking get his name out your fucking mouth. Goddamn, like you playing it, it's all over the internet, but it's you want to fucking put it there, goddamn.
Are you saying you don't accept the new saint? Saint Wilcox? He's right up there with George Floyd.
I heard his AI ghost voice is testifying in Congress next week on UFOs. Is that not correct?
Oh man, that's gonna be good.
They're gonna reincarnate him through AI, dude. That's what I was told.
Oh shit, that could happen.
Dude, he was just sitting. I mean, not to just like get too far off topic, but he was a savior to many folks. It makes you wonder how folks make decisions in life. Some of the shit I see around that guy. But we look at
disrespect to these poor souls,
and suck toes too, but just fucking. And sometimes we need a Hitler for certain types of people, and sucking toes is on that list.
Well, people were giving him like his super chats, the amount of money he was taking in, and there were the same people over and over again, like giving $300 here and.
That's not people. That's AI, CIA bots, like retarded.
Yeah, he was living in a rat turd environment, like a $2 million home on like 18 acres in Boulder County, Colorado, I believe.
All the money a good portion of the money he was taking in from the super chats were going to that aerospace company that hadn't produced anything.
Right. Well, I
in
mean,
Buffalo.
I think his whole bit, it seems like one big money laundering operation. Not unlike tonight's film, dude, with an all-star cast of Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, John Candy. These characters playing multiple. Aykroyd and Candy they're playing multiple characters in the film. Demi Moore, I believe is how they want to pronounce it.
Okay. I'm
look at the amount of money, dude. They easily spent 60 mil on this with marketing and whatnot because this was a heavily marketed film.
Been a money laundering
box
thing
office smash of 8.4 million, sir.
I must be odd man out.
93 brutal minutes of in-your-face hole, awful
Wait,
cinema.
how many minutes?
I still like
93 minutes of awful. That's what I'm saying, dude. Well, that's what I want to get at here. Look,
JJ. I like the movie. I like the movie.
I love the film, sir. It's one of the shittiest films I loved ever, dude.
Wait. Can I just point out that I go by Trouble or Troublemaker, and they released this shit on my birthday because I'm nothing but trouble. So fuck all y'all.
There you go, sir. I like it.
Playing when you were being conceived. Got it.
No, I was like my 14th birthday, 13.
But 93 when you have Dan Aykroyd.
Yes. Fuck the Walter dude or Walters or whatever fuck his name is. Going back to Friday.
Norby Walters? Why are you cursing that old fuck, dude?
No, fucking stupid. On Friday, I kept cursing the fucking
Walter Payton, dude.
No,
which Walter are we talking about here?
You were there on Friday. The fucking Walter, the guy who's saying Jesus Christ is an alien. The Kensington dude.
I think his name is pronounced Dan Aykroyd, and he is an occultist. So it's not surprised that we see a film with a 93-minute runtime that he's producing here, right?
Yeah.
You mean he buys whether or not he's a multi-generational occultist, I do believe, but because his grandmother, it's his brother and him that make this film. That's Peter Aykroyd right there, Peter.
Hey, directed. That sounds like money laundering right there. Hey, brother, do you want a job? Write me a story.
Well, that's they're working in tandem.
Sure, that's really happening. I love this
their grandmother was
a throw in real quick, JJ, because it shines a light looking back on it on these old towns that operate on ancient laws that were legal arrangements that were set up hundreds of years, maybe 100 years before the Constitution. Well,
legal or illegal, right? Because we do see some interesting elements, right? Because spoiler alert on a film from 1991. They're all in. All these Muppets know each other, and they're all in on it, right? Because once they escape this horror show, this amusement park horror show of this family that's owned this property since 1796, and they explain that they've instituted their own laws, and their laws predate the Magna Carta, as they describe. So that's a very nice Templar aspect. And then we see the Minuteman statue that sits in front of their mansion, right? Well, to me, that as I've rewatched this film, I love this film as a teenager, as a youngster when it came out, and then many, many times watching it as a teenager. I love to hate this film, but I never once considered there's a Society of Cincinnati element to all this. And again, it comes from a family of the Aykroyds that are occultists. So again, I'm not too shocked.
Yeah. Hey, JJ. According to Wikipedia, I don't know if you're actually trying to say this earlier. I mean, according to the Google demons, the AI demons,
the demons,
the basis of this town was actually Centralia, PA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I never even heard of that until you told me about it, but I'd long seen this film and was kind of familiar with that narrative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's filmed in Lions Canyon Ranch in Santa Clarita, which to me just seems like a Laurel Canyon type thing, but maybe because I'm not.
Oh well, I was gonna point out that's obviously not Appalachia they're filming in. I always love it when the sun shines 24/7 to these locations. Like watching, I rewatched MacGyver, the original MacGyver, and I was like, "Oh, this is hilarious, dude! Everything's obviously filmed in Santa Barbara." You know what I mean?
No, it was filmed in fucking Vancouver. I've been to the fucking filming.
No, the outdoor, like the desert shots, like when he's fighting the Afghans and stuff, dude. They're in the hills outside of Santa Barbara and shit, dude.
I went to the shootings.
Are they like desert hills? Are they desert hills, kind of, JJ?
The one famous spot they show where he's sliding down the carpets from one of the earlier, I think, first or second show. They show it in the intro for all the episodes. He's sliding down the hill on a carpet or some shit. That's in the hills of Santa Barbara, dude. I'm like, but you watch it the first time, you don't really realize. You're like, oh, okay, maybe he's in the Middle East. But then you go to the Middle East, see some shit over there in California. I'm like, well, this is obviously California. Isn't that why they called it It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Because everything's always sunny there, right? It's like watching The Office and seeing the real trannies of Scranton, PA show called The Office. It's Always Sunny in those shows. And you're like, this ain't Scranton, PA. Those aren't real women.
California again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You watch this film; it's obviously not filmed. You know what I mean? In New Jersey.
Hey! Don't be talking on Scranton, PA. That place gave you Joe Biden.
Scranton, PA, dude. Have you ever looked at a map? You can draw a line across the map. Anything north of like Scranton and Williamsport, there, it's real questionable, there, friend. I had my car broke down there in Smethport, Pennsylvania. Real place. It's about 60 miles due west, I believe, of Centralia, PA. There, but it's an interesting environment, nonetheless.
Erie, PA. No,
dude, Erie, Indiana, dude. I love that show, dude.
Is this one of the areas where the
weird place, bro? I remember that place.
Dude, Smethport, PA. You may be familiar with their most famous product, the Woolly Willy toy, dude. This was invented and manufactured in Smethport, PA. Little known Smethport, PA fact for you. Fun fact.
Oh yeah, I remember this one. Get the fucker the beard.
Yeah, my car broke down in front of the dude who owns the house of Abraham Lincoln's former doctor, strangely enough, who's also from that town.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Dr. S.T. Freeman.
Looking very suspiciously like a free man in that picture. He's a little bit nappy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know much about this guy's history. I just know that the dude who owns his house now, it's a historical place there in that town. My car broke down right in front of it, so he helped me out. I only later learned about the Woolly Willy situation. So I was like, well, I know that toy. You build the beard on it. I said the same thing, dude. But yeah, anything up in that northern region of PA, dude, gets like real weird, dude.
I thought you were saying Smethport.
Smethport. Yeah, dude, it's called not Methport, but with an S, right?
No,
like Methport, but with an S. I mean, I'm sure they got a lot of meth there, dude.
You go there, there's fucking meth everywhere. I guarantee it, bro.
Oh, dude, especially in this area. That's what I'm getting at, dude. Anything north in Appalachia, north of Wilkes-Barre, dude, north of Williamsport, you know what I mean? North of Scranton, PA, right there, right?
Enter at your own risk.
This is like a very international waters region of Appalachia.
Look right there. You get the Five Finger Lakes, bro.
As hell.
Oh, absolutely. It's just south of there a couple hours, sure. But Centralia is right through here, right? It's on this stretch somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that one movie. What was that?
It's in this region. We'll call it in the region, dude. We'll call it the region. What were you saying, Clint?
Yeah, there's a horror movie that's also based off from that place as well.
Smethport, dude?
Silent Hill,
that's it, yep.
Oh, okay, that's based off of what, Smethport?
Made from a video game.
From that place Jonah brought up with the...
I didn't realize Centralia was that far north or that far south, dude. My bad. Go ahead, sir.
Man, you know what you got to do, though, if we're here just while we're talking and whatnot? Drop a fucking the street view on in that city and just look at it. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah, Centralia.
Smethport, dude?
No, it's Centralia. Drop the city's really close down. Drop that fucker there and... Yeah, like,
it looks glorious, dude.
That's great.
It looks glorious.
It's like stay out, very dangerous. Yeah.
It looks like what's the name of the film? What's the name of the town? The fictional town tonight's film? Vanderhoosen?
Balkanville or
Balkanswagens?
Look at all the fucking graffiti on that.
Vulcanvania. There we go. Vulcanvania, dude. Because they're the Vulcan Hoosers, right?
Vulcanheiser. Yeah.
Vulcanheisers.
Yep. Folks of
rings like Transylvania, you know, like has those.
Well, but there are these weird little towns in that neck of the woods, though, right? I mean, it's not that far off base. And again, it sounds like Accurate had himself a interesting interactions there in circa 1978 in those parks. Which back then, much like there's again, I'm getting, dude. I had that incident. I broke down there in September of 2022. We'll call it 2022, yeah. Dude, and that's you're out in the middle of nowhere, buddy. You know what I mean? Like that's 1978, dude. That'd have been really fucking out in the middle of nowhere.
And let's be honest,
Pennsylvania one of the first places where the the first ships arrived from England. Is Pennsylvania one of those states, or?
I mean, Delaware, New York, Philadelphia,
you also
sure.
Get in that area though too.
Close
where you
to
get
close to
right? And then right, you get Emmett there, and then you also get Joe Smith fucking raping boys right there. I mean, find the gold tablets, and then You know, now that fucking retard Walters, whatever his name is, found the ashes. Yes,
Norby Walters, the mafia dude, Michael Franchise's cohort.
Yeah,
he took down Michael Jackson. No, different guy. My bad. My mistake.
Yeah, no, I'm just bringing all that area together, though. I know it's your home background. I mean, it's where you grew up, but I mean,
it's a whole different environment. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't. I mean, this is obviously a Hollywood take and some aggressive judge, jury, and executioner activities, but in a more figurative respect, I can see a lot of these activities going on. A lot of these activities do go on in small towns in Cross Appalachia.
This is like a revealing of what occurs all over the place. And it's kind of like, you had Texas Chainsaw Massacre, similar.
Who did? That was funded by the franchisees, actually. Norby Walters associate. Go ahead, sir.
Similar concept.
Well, I'm trying to make this a Norby Walters discussion.
Small town. I mean, it's not as graphic because they have their own set of ethics and morals. That's where this shows a little bit more refined than Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because the bad guys are doing it. The judge and his family, not because they're evil, but because they're just following the laws that were laid down a long time ago.
There you go, sir. And they tell us that, right? They give us this whole element of when these laws were instituted, when this nation was instituted, and it is because they disagree with the outside world. What else was going on around them, right? This was long before the bankers came in there and convinced his grandpappy to turn it into a mine, right? This predates that. Their beefs predate that.
Hold a grudge. That's why they'll still hold a grudge again. Like
that's why when I rewatched this film here yesterday, sir, that's all I could think about was the Minuteman statue.
Hey. Do not talk shit on the
bankers. Are you Fat Albert in this situation? Hey.
Do not talk shit on the bankers. Without them, you would not be able to have credit and build your wonderful fucking.
Institute your own technocratic prison, right? Thank you,
without the bankers, you would not be able to own a car.
Without the bankers, they wouldn't be ass blasting you for centuries and millennia. Without the bankers.
Well, and evil guys always hate bankers, right? In the movies.
Yeah, but what I was saying there though is this: their beef, the Wurzenhausens, the Vulcanhusers, these creepy fucking Muppet fuckers.
You're this close to saying Farfignuggins.
Farfignuggins.
Wasn't like one of the families, according to the fucking.
That's a blast from the past.
They basically are saying that they've instituted all these set of laws before the nation at the start of the nation. So I'm getting at when I see the Minuteman statue in front of their mansion. That's a Society of Cincinnati, not only a symbol, was created by a member of the Society of Cincinnati, but that is their main logo, is the Minuteman.
I mean, I would never use my logo as a Minuteman because let's be honest, if you're proud of your minute, you fucking need to really consider how you treat your wife.
I'm the 1 minute man.
I think it's a different minute. We're talking about a different minute.
Yeah, we're talking about a proud minute, Jonah. Not.
Well, you're talking about a minute that Chevy Chase might agree with, because this guy's a real dick.
Proud of it because fucking probably wasn't worth that minute, but I'm saying. Hey,
I hear you.
It sounds like something Chevy Chase would say. This guy's a real asshole, apparently, to everybody. Well, this clip's not playing, but this was a recent. This is a recent clip. He's just being a complete dick to this interviewer for no reason.
That's what we're hearing now.
It's not going to be easy for you.
It's not going to be easy for you.
Why is it not going to be easy?
Damn you, machines. Well, you can see that look on his face. He ain't happy. He ain't happy at all.
You know what he was going to say?
Fuck me, goddamn! Your accent is about as good as fucking Clint's mic.
It's hard to bow down.
It's what you said, Todd, is close enough. He says, because I don't think you're smart enough. He says it to the person who's making the documentary about him.
He's going to outwit him.
Who's outwitting who? The Wurzenhausens?
Have you guys heard that story about another guy that hangs out with these guys? What's the guy from Caddyshack? Bill Murray. Bill Murray.
Well, we get his brother in the film, don't we? We get Brian Doyle Murray in the film, don't we?
No, Crystal?
Is he in there? Well, Bill Murray has 5 brothers, so it's not hard.
There's a Bill Murray factor to all this.
But there's a story from Seth Green where he was terrified of the Seth Green, the 4-foot tall redheaded actor.
Is he a leprechaun,
Never
sir?
trust a ginger, bro.
He plays
Never trust a leprechaun, sir.
Anyway, Seth Green
Hold that
tells the
son of a bitch
story.
captive till he shows you his gold. Otherwise, I wouldn't
Terrified.
deal with him.
Terrified by Bill Murray, because Bill Murray came in the set and picked him up and picked him up upside down and put his head in a garbage can.
Well, I would do the same thing unless you had a pot of gold for me, dude. That's the best way to handle a leprechaun.
Todd, why don't you tell us the Steve Allen story?
I don't know Steve Allen. Who's that, sir? I know Steve.
Wait,
is
that guy's name? The one from The Jerk?
No, is that Steve
Martin?
Steve
Martin, dude. Steve Martin.
I don't.
Whatever.
Steve Allen's from the 60s. He's from the 60s.
Fuck them all.
Screw all you Americans.
I mean, he's still in Hollywood. Who gives a fuck? I got his first name right. You should have known who I was talking about.
Anyways, that sounds pretty miserable. You know, Seth Green being tormented by Bill Murray.
By fucking anyone who's over 5'2".
Saturday Night Live cast has a reputation for not being the nicest guys in the end. Now it's coming out, some of these guys, if you got close to them.
Yeah. But, I hear what you're saying, but if I'm going to be honest with you, sir, if I saw Seth Green, I'd dunk him in the trash can too, unless you had a pot of gold for me. Yeah, you'd probably
pick him up and hang him upside down too. Kind of like Ice-T out the window.
Kick him on his way. Get out of here, leprechaun. Well, if you believe the tales of his old buddy Isaac Cappy, he's an ardent kid diddler, that Seth Green.
Yeah, I remember that tale. Yeah,
I think that's why he gets along so well with Seth MacFarlane, because I'm pretty sure Seth MacFarlane is involved in some shit like that too.
Some unscrupulous activities of a pedophile nature, huh? I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, hey, Seth MacFarlane.
He saved us from 9/11, dude. Much like Marky Mark and James Woods, dude. They all saved us from 9/11.
You're talking about the greatest writer and artist and comic book genius of all time, Seth MacFarlane.
Don't forget about that. Jackie Chan was filming fucking stunts on the building, but he had to take the day off.
Jackie Chan saved us from 9/11 too. Okay, I didn't know that.
And Willie Brown. While he's getting
downtown Willie Brown.
Malacca, yeah.
Anyways, I love this movie.
I love this movie. Not to get on a flight that day, like the fucking guy. He's like, yeah, no, someone called me. I get. What
was your favorite part of the movie, Todd?
That movie had so many favorite parts. You know, so many great parts. It's hard to pick one, but that roller coaster was pretty incredible. Eating dinner with the judge, you know, being spared to eat dinner with the judge, that was pretty. The Bone Crusher. Eating dinner with the judge in his house, that was pretty fucking funny and crazy. And
yeah, so basically they get pulled over in a small town the way to Atlantic City, right? They're a bunch of yuppies. There's the children of a diplomat, and Chevy Chase gives them financial advice. He publishes a financial newsletter, and Demi Moore lives in his building, and she's an attorney. And they're traveling to Atlantic City, but they want to go on a picnic and go run a stop sign in this town. And suddenly you're subjected to this Napoleonic style laws of this family that have been there since 1796. And institute Shire law. I'm not a. What are they in the Shire? Those troll things. I'm not a troll, but they institute Shire law. Yeah, Hobbit. I'm not the vice president, so I'm definitely not a Hobbit nor a troll. But they institute Shire law, and they tell us that.
Over there in Canada and England, though.
Well, Demi Moore's an attorney, so he's like, oh, that's pre-Magna Carta law. And again, I'm like, well, that's a fascinating element to just throw in there in all this mess.
Yeah.
I mean,
your favorite part was the young gay. What's that, sir?
No, I said, sorry, they call him, the judge, they call him the Reeve. Like they go with
the Reeve, that's right.
Yeah, Shire of the Reeve or whatever. Yep. It's a title from England.
And Todd, you were saying your favorite part was that is an actual title from England. That's what I was going to ask you. I didn't know that.
But I love where they're eating dinner. You know, the judge, and he's picking up the big giant, filthy, disgusting sausage and shaking it over and putting it on the bun.
Oh, dude, that is a scene they thought that was going to hit, right? Like they thought that scene was going to hit, and there's nothing hitting that scene, did it?
Putting raisins on your fucking Polish dog, and oh god, it's gross.
Oh, dude. Oh no, that was a I believe that was a celery stick with peanut butter and raisins. Yeah, it's ants on a branch or some dumb shit, dude. Ants on a log. There we go, dude. That was one off on the shelf.
Completely gross. Everything there was just completely gross, and it was funny. The train and everything. I love.
Well, those are the most disgusting. Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a big fan of bratwurst. Let's be honest about the situation. I'm a great big fat person. I'll wait. But those were not bratwurst, dude. Whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like, that was some of the most. And his greasy hands and stuff, dude. Aykroyd, his old man hands, dude. He was like licking shit off. I'm like, oh, dude, that's aggressive, dude.
His nose looks like a penis, like this big sweaty penis hanging down the nose.
He did know. He intentionally had a dick nose, and he removed it later in the scene. You can remember he's moving his leg. He left that one in France to those damn Nazis. He said, "Remember?"
That character is terrifying if you take it seriously.
Fuck yeah, dude! Then he tries to. Dude, he got real stabby there with Chevy Chase at one point. Want to gut him like a fish, dude.
Like a bayonet.
Yeah, dude, pulled out his fake leg. He's like, "Fuck you! You're gonna die, yuppie."
Anyway, I'm gonna bounce because I didn't watch the movie. I got to be up really early, so I fell asleep when I was supposed to watch it.
God damn it!
Are you saying your favorite part? You're leaving for your favorite part, sir. The Gay Tupac hour. Gay Tupac does the whole number in this thing, dude.
Come on.
My favorite part. I literally fell asleep before the fucking opening credits were done.
Whether or not you've seen it or not, it's still gonna be your favorite part. It's a young Gay Tupac doing a dance number, dude. Let's be honest about the situation. It's everybody's favorite part.
Anyways, I'll let you guys talk about it and let the audience have a wonderful time. Next week I'm gonna be here and fucking raise some shit.
Yes, sir. You have a good evening, sir. Thanks for joining me to get a little GCD here.
Oh yeah, take it easy.
We will miss you.
Good night, Jonah.
I miss Jonah's.
The more I see, we do get a young Gay Tupac in here. Actually, I have some clips I could probably show some clips because this is on YouTube and shit, dude. So we can probably get maybe show some clips. But we get a young Gay Tupac, and every time I see this version of Tupac, all I'm reminded of is the film Malibu's Most Wanted, where he's the son of the guy running for the governor for California, running for governor, right? Jamie Kennedy's character B-Rad wants to be he's a white rapper dude in Malibu. And his dad gets him kidnapped or whatever, hires two actors, and one of them went to Juilliard. Well, Tupac went to Juilliard. And this dude in the film, and Malibu's Most Wanted, is trying to play real hood, you know? But he's really just a gay dude from Juilliard. I'm like, someone who wrote this film knew Tupac, dude. That is Tupac right there. They hired this gay kid from Juilliard to be super hood, dude.
Totally. Man, he's fantastic. He can stay on his toes a long time.
Oh, he's sweet cheeks dude as can be, right? You just listen to that boy talk. He's sweet cheeks as can be, dude. We don't think we need the music, but he's part of the band here, right?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
he is.
There's old creepy Aykroyd, dude. Now, is it just me or did Aykroyd try to like make him look
Digital Underground? By the way, let's put that out there too. You know,
well, yeah, there you go, sir. Thank you. I knew you would know. I'm not from that era, dude, so I couldn't tell.
Digital Underground sounds like a fucking meshing, a meeting of all these different other bands too, because they were.
Sounds like something.
You got a bunch of people in there. Yeah, it sounds like something that coming out from Lower
Canyon. Sounds like something, all right.
Lower Canyon on the East Coast, or God, in Vulcania.
There we go, Vulcanvania, dude. Smells like Smethport, PA. But dude, what a scary environment though, because I'm sure we can get into the details of Aykroyd's actual circumstances versus what is depicted in this horror comedy film. I believe is how they build it as a horror comedy film, but it is kind of scary. You can get yourself jammed up pretty quickly. I've been around America quite a bit. The only states I haven't been to are Oregon and Alaska. Never going to Alaska. Might go to Oregon sometime. Nonetheless, I've encountered some unique incidents with local law enforcement getting jammed up in a number of capacities. And you all right, sir? Do you need a medic? We got a man down. You okay?
Got a man down. Think your mic's working too good.
You can get jammed up pretty easily in a lot of spots, and you get a crazy Looney Tunes justice of the peace, or a sheriff, or even a municipal judge, or a county judge for that matter. They got a lot of power in some of these more rural places. Getting a lot of feedback on your end there, Clint. Just hit on mute whenever you want to talk there, bud.
USB.
Oh, it's still coming in hot. You know what I mean? You can get jammed up pretty quickly in any kind of these environments, and without a lot of questions or Dude, especially post 9/11, dude, they can just legally throw your shit in jail, throw yourself in jail and even in a county lockup for weeks at a time without even charging you for shit. So, you know, I remember at the time in 1991 seeing this, being like as a kid, being like, hey, this is America, friend. We don't do this shit in America. But obviously they do it in America because all the attorney general, the state's attorney general, the state police, they're all in on it, right? All these Muppets know each other in the film.
That movie ends with the big reveal of everybody going, "Hi, Judge." The whole state loves him. The police, the mayor.
And it makes you wonder.
The evil guy. That's
well, so they escape this hell, right? This hell of amusement park, and then they call the state's attorney general's office, and they meet with the state police, right? Because he's a major figure in Wall Street media. He has this very famous publishing financial newsletter, right? He's a known person in culture in the New York City communities. And he can't even get, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're telling you a story here, right? In my opinion, that even this man of wealth who lives on a penthouse apartment on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, who gets wrapped up in all this stuff, even he can't get to it because there's some secret society that he doesn't even know about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cross that line, mess around in certain.
Did you say meth, dude? Like meth Fort, PA?
You know, they did a lot of movies like that. And you remember Rambo? He's one that went to the wrong town.
I remember Rambo? Are you
Rambo?
serious?
He went to the wrong town, messed around. Yeah.
Well, you know, he thought it was America, dude.
You know,
exactly.
What's the thing they like to say now is the fuck around and find out. That's what happened.
Right.
I mean, you think
that
about
is
it.
The plot of this movie.
The whole thing starts off like with him, like, okay, missing the stop sign, that would be one thing. It's when he evades because of the two schmucks in the back, the brother and sister.
The two
Fausto and Reynalda. And by the way, the guy Fausto, what's his name? Taylor Negron was a funny actor. May not have been.
I'm glad you said that, sir. I appreciate his character acting as well.
Yeah, he was that same year. He was in Last Boy Scout. I mean, that was
great film as an assassin. Totally different character, right?
Yeah.
And then he later plays the boyfriend of Pauly Shore's girlfriend's mother in the 1996 cinematic shit show Biodome.
Here are the pizzas. The bladder busters is free because I couldn't find the goddamn place. Russell! Bob. How'd you get a job? Fucking President Clinton.
You had sex with President Clinton?
Now that's funny.
You've had sex with President Clinton?
Taylor Negron is a good character actor. You put him in
definitely
a lot of movies. He was good. Whether it be Fast Times at Ridgemont High or Easy Money, and
dude, he's been in a lot of matinee. He really has been in a lot of matinee.
He was in an episode of Seinfeld with
solid.
When he says
solid background character, solid second string.
He said people used to come up to him and people would either say something like one of the lines he said in the movie punchline, or they'd be like tomato sauce, because that's him as a hairdresser telling Elaine how to get skunk smell out of her hair. He's like, tomato sauce.
Totally.
I knew he passed it. I didn't realize he passed so long ago. 2015, huh?
I was shocked too. I was like,
oh, dude,
that long?
He was a repeated contestant on Chuck Barris's The Dating Game.
Interesting.
That's fucking interesting, man.
That is odd.
Because that's where the Pope's cousin was on, right? Rodney Alcala, right? Cousin of the Pope.
I did not know that.
Yeah, The Dating Game killer Rodney Alcala,
right? What's his name? Phil Hartman was on The Dating Game.
Phil Hartman, huh?
Phil Hartman when he was designing album covers.
Yeah, because he came from Laurel Canyon, right? He was an artist in Laurel Canyon, was he not, in the 70s?
I believe so. They said, I know one of the bands, Crosby, Stills and Nash, I know he did at least one of their
I think
albums.
Three Dog Night.
Poco was one of the other bands.
Poco?
But yeah, Yeah, he'd done a few, and yeah, he was on the dating game because that became something when he made it with SNL and was on. I think it was like right as he was on news radio. They talked about kind of his early beginnings or whatnot.
Drugs
I know
don't kill
about the
people, Gerald
serial
Hall.
killer,
Phil Hartman's
JJ,
crazy.
just don't
Wife
remember his
kills
name.
people.
Didn't remember his name, but Phil Hartman had a real cursed kind of history right there. Had real crazy.
No,
story at
Rodney
the end of
Alcala
his-
was on the dating game. The current Pope's cousin, Rodney Alcala.
The current Pope's cousin had no idea of that.
Yeah, they're both Buquas from New Orleans. Yeah, dude. Old or Basquales. I don't know how you fucking pronounce these things, dude. I'm not the vice president. I don't speak French.
Pascal.
But Rodney Alcala's daddy's grandfather. His grandfather was the mayor of San Antonio, and that man's daddy was one of the first Texas Rangers, and that man's daddy was a member of the French chapter of the Society of Cincinnati because they came from New Orleans.
Small world.
It is a small world. And if you go into Valkenvania, what is this supposed to be, New Jersey, right? Because they really don't tell you. They tell you it's at the Jersey. Remember, they get into the map there,
right on the border.
Yeah, right on the
The
border.
border of Jersey and Pennsylvania,
where his mapping, his navigation system doesn't work, and it's
when they draw out the map, they're not really specific about it, right? Like in the map behind him when he's drawing everything out for the authorities.
Yeah,
you can't quite pin it down.
The other guy in the room with Brian Doyle Murray, Raymond J. Barry, was in played. And you guys ever see Justified?
Maybe
on FX with
Raylan dude, with the Oliphant fellow, the Vanderbilt fellow.
Yep. Yeah, he played Raylan's dad, and he was in Born on the 4th of July as Tom Cruise's dad, and tons of things. He's been in a lot of movies from Long Island too, actually.
So they got him listed here as an FBI agent, but they called him the state's attorney in there, right? Or was Brian Doyle Murray supposed to be the state's attorney?
I think by that point they didn't give titles because the movie was
they got them both as FBI. Now they referred to him as the state's attorney at one point there, dude. And there you got them both listed as FBI agents here. That's interesting.
I think at that point they were just giving people. They were just like, all right, you can be this, you can be that. I don't think they were being specific anymore.
You take this position. You'll take this one.
Well, it's just funny because I definitely picked up on that in the meeting because I was like, when I rewatched it, I'm like, all right, what's the dynamic here, right? When they definitely called one of them a state's attorney, but none of them here listed are the state's attorneys, though.
Yeah. Well, I never remember what's Valerie Bromfield's character, them saying her name, and she, the one who's like the one who likes seeing the kind of like the execution stuff. She was Dan Aykroyd's comedy partner before. SNL.
I was about to say, well, she makes the appearance as the FBI agent in Who's Harry Crumb?
Yes.
Yeah.
The other film where John Candy runs around in a dress.
Yep.
Bro,
hey, Who's Harry Crumb? It's not bad. I said the only thing
I love Who's Harry Crumb. Yeah, that's a great film.
Truly creepy is Jeffrey Jones is in that, and that's a pedophile.
Yeah, but it's even creepier when you realize how accepted he was even after he was convicted of being a pedophile, right? How Hollywood was still employing him, how it was accepted. That's scary, dude. It's almost as scary as watching this film.
Who was it, JJ?
Intentionally a comedy. Jeffrey Jones, Ferris Bueller's principal.
Yeah, he was on that. Wasn't he on that Better Call Saul?
I'm not sure.
The guy that's chasing Ferris Bueller around trying to catch him.
And he was
he was trying to get Ferris Bueller's butthole, dude. He was trying to rape Ferris Bueller, dude. It turns out.
Wanted him in detention.
Plus, Matthew Broderick murdered somebody, so I always have to mention that.
But hold on. That was after Ferris Bueller, JJ. Let's get it right.
To be fair, sure Jeffrey Jones tried to rape his butt before he murdered somebody, but either way, he still murdered somebody.
Well, who was in the car with Matthew Broderick? Jennifer Grey, his co-star.
Jennifer Grey, that's right.
You don't see after that.
Dude, he's banging his sister, dude. Is that what you're telling me? He's banging his sister?
Technically.
We also get
Jennifer Grey. That is her real name. Probably not.
If that is
Well,
her
no,
real
she's,
name. No, she got a nose job,
she's,
dude. They stopped employing her because she looked different.
She was the
no.
daughter of Joel.
That's true story, dude. She looks so much different after a nose job. They're like, we can't even put you in a film, dude.
Yeah, no. One of the last things she was in was she was on Friends. She was Jennifer Aniston's best friend, who marries the guy that Rachel, Jennifer Aniston's character, had walked out on her own wedding with. But yeah, by that point, Jennifer Grey had the nose job.
She was in Friends. I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, she had
No,
a smell.
no wonder I didn't.
You can. I was lost looking for something. You can see her and stuff, dude, and she doesn't even look like the same person, right?
Yeah, no, it's very.
That's what happens when you murder someone, dude. It weighs on your soul pretty heavily, I bet.
I mean, her new nose is still a lot less disturbing than, say, Artie Lang's Coke nose. I mean, that is still the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Coke blown out nose, dude. That was a mess, dude.
Yeah.
He looks completely unrecognizable, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was not good. Not good at all. But yeah,
I always wondered what happened to that lady.
Look at her.
Yeah, Save Ferris's butthole from Jeffrey Jones is more like it, dude. That's what I root for in that film now. Get away from the principal. He's going to rape you, boy.
Show us on this doll. Where did Principal Rooney touch you?
No kidding, dude. Principal, that's right. Principal Rooney, dude. What a creepy son of a bitch.
Ed Rooney. Yep.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. And they still gave
even if he did murder someone like Matthew Broderick, definitely murdered somebody. Like I don't necessarily agree with Jeffrey Jones raping him, dude. That doesn't seem right.
They definitely still gave Jeffrey Jones's character in Beetlejuice the sequel, it was a tragic death and we're here to pay tribute. It's like, why pay tribute?
They officially wrote him off in that film. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
He was the father of Winona Ryder, right?
Yeah, he was Charles Dietz in the first Beetlejuice.
Well, after he did time, they tried to film. Was it Deadwood he was in? Maybe was he in Deadwood?
I think so. I mean, he was a long list. I mean, they might have Victor Salved him, where you try to rehabilitate.
They did. No, they did, dude.
It's I mean, I don't know. There's no now. In the end, him getting busted, Pee Wee Herman got tangled into that whole thing, and that led to where, talking about someone not using him again, Pee Wee Herman was the original brother, the brother of Robert's girlfriend, later wife on Everybody Loves Raymond, that Chris Elliott took over.
Pee Wee Herman, the pedophile?
Yeah, so when Ray Romano heard about Pee Wee Herman getting arrested, he fired him, said, we're not casting him again. We're not using him again. So they replaced him with Chris Elliott.
Dude, did you see the volume of diddling materials, pedo material he had in his house when he died, dude? It was like, oh, it's art. Go fuck yourself. That guy's a sick son of a bitch.
Pee-wee?
Yeah, he had a bunch of old, like, black and white kid porn, dude. And like, oh, it's art. It's nostalgia. Like, really? It looks like child pornography to me. Go fuck yourself.
Kind of like a John Podesta situation where...
In California, they let him go. They let him take a plea on a minor charge, and then whereas opposed to Jeffrey Jones, I think, had to register as a sex offender. I don't think Pee Wee Herman did.
Yeah, I think his wasn't even in maybe his charge was out of California, but I do recall during that time of Deadwood.
Jeffrey Jones thing, though. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they tried to cast him in a major big budget film in South Carolina, and the town revolted when they found out, dude, and they had to fire him from the show.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Deadwood. Who was one of the big stars on Deadwood? Timothy Olyphant.
That's right, the Mr. Vanderbilt himself, who did that cannibal film or cannibal series there with Drew Barrymore.
Santa Clarita Diet.
The Santa Clarita Diet. Thank you, sir. Yep. Yeah, Pete Townsend. He was just looking at kid porn for. He was just. What did he say? I was just looking at it for research. I thought he said he was doing an investigation on somebody. That's what it was. Research. It wasn't investigation. He's like, oh, I'm just doing it for research. That's right. That's even worse.
Well,
like, what are you talking about?
What to do when I get to Jeffrey Epstein's island? Yeah.
You could the worst moment in these pedos' lives is when you're like, hey, I just brought my computer to be looked at, and then realized, oh shit, everything that I have in here might be looked at and discovered that whether it be whether it be Office Max, Circuit City, wherever they want to look at these things, and then be like, oh shit, it's not what it looks like. And it's like, yeah, no, tell that to a guy who's making like maybe $10 an hour, and he all of a sudden sees terabytes of the worst shit you ever want to see outside of the Frazzle Drip video. Like, it's not something anyone wants to see.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder what they used to do when they had a process film, like, you know, you take it to the store, right? That's why I feel like, that's why I'm like, Bob Lazar started his own film processing company numerous times. I mean, that's creepy.
It's like a Hunter Biden being encouraged to have fun while you're over in China. And I know a few gangster guys that know a couple of places that are fun to party at. And then you take your laptop to a guy in wherever it was.
Oh, that was an
the
operation.
Laptop in and then forgets about it. I'm sure the whole thing is an operation, right?
Yeah,
him
well, no, yeah,
the laptop, him having the stuff on the laptop, him wanting the laptop back.
No, I don't think he ever dropped the laptop
the laptop is fake. I hear you, but 51 of the top intelligence experts. It's fake, everyone. It's fake.
Well, 51 Muppets
the
says
week
fake,
before the election, 51 Muppets say it's a fake before the election.
Man. If our channel said it's fake, dude, it's definitely fake. Let's be honest.
And then Bo Biden suddenly wins. You know, that guy Bo Biden suddenly wins. And then they say, "Oh God, if that laptop only what was known on there was known to everybody."
I'll tell you who dropped it off. It was the guy who owned the shop, dude. All they did was this is my opinion. Donald Trump will do what you do to him. He will do it to you tenfold. So if they're going to spy on him and bug his house and everything else, like he held that press conference in March 2016 and told everyone, Obama has spying on me, bugged my house. And he moved to the DeLorean mansion that he owns there, the John DeLorean mansion of the Trump golf course in New Jersey. Anyhow, where all the UFO sightings were. Anyhow, no one talks about that no more. But yeah, dude, he got back at him. He hacked Hunter Biden's iCloud and copied the entire iCloud, put it on a laptop, and then dropped it off.
They rush it to
Giuliani. A U.S. Air Force intelligence officer, a colonel, his son's computer repair shop in Delaware that had opened not that long prior, dude. I mean, and closed immediately thereafter. Again, much of what we're sold in the public discourse is pure muppetry, and we see that in tonight's film actually, because Chevy Chase is a man again of wealth and prominence of business and notoriety amongst his newsletter, and he's talking to these what he presumes are powerful figures once he escapes the long arm of the law, and he gets this right.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this part.
They go arrest his family. He's doing because they discovered once they've been held captive here, they've been killing folks there since 1896. Right at some point in this family lineage, they decided to start killing everybody and being the judge, jury, and executioner. And then him and Demi Moore and Chevy Chase decided, well, it's not going to stop with us. They've been doing this since 1896, and ain't going to stop with us. Right? I'll go back to that scene in a second because I think that scene's interesting. But this one's very telling to me, right, as far as how the world works and the message being conveyed here in this film.
Very much.
Okay.
Finally, we're going to catch the evil.
We got you busted, right?
The evil's going to go away.
We get drag candy and old man Ackroyd.
Yeah? What's going on here? Who are you? Why are you bothering an old man?
You're through, Judge.
You're through, Judge.
You kids better look out behind you. There's a bee's nest. Evening, troopers. Can't go too far in this part of the world without running across my friend.
Yeah.
And that's not even really, I mean, like, that's a pseudo ending to the film, but it's not the end, right? Like,
I'll bet that's how Jeffrey Epstein felt, though, if he's a real person.
Absolutely, dude. That is how he felt, because at one point in time in his emails, you can see that a gal in his employ is in, she's a journalist of some regard, I believe, and she's being paid to write a story about this man who runs a pedo island, and she's telling him about that. And he's like, hey, that's me. And apparently she left his home and looking like she'd seen a ghost. And then he's writing an email laughing about it.
Oh, that's spooky.
Whoa.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's almost like with Judge Alden, it's almost like you ever see The Star Chamber?
Yeah.
Michael Douglas movie? Like,
Yeah,
that's
I
kinda,
don't know that film, Star Chamber.
Oh my God, good movie. It's from 1983. It was Michael Douglas, Hal Holbrook, the great
Hal
Yaphet.
Holbrook. We saw him last
Yep.
week, right? He was in Fletch
Yep.
Lives.
Yep, and Yaphet Kotto from what was it, Live and Let Die and Homicide.
That can't be a real name. Is that a real name? Yaphet Kotto?
Yaphet Kotto, black man, half
Sounds like a
Italian, half
made-up
Jewish.
name, dude. What is this name?
And the guy.
How have I never heard this name before, dude? Oh, I know this guy. I recognize
Running
this guy.
Man.
Okay, Running Man. Yeah.
Midnight Run.
Homicide, Life on the Street.
Yep.
Star Chamber movie looks good.
Yeah, Star Chamber.
I've never heard of this movie. It sounds like an Ancient Alien Cargo cult fest, though, right?
Once again, Star Chamber is one of those that's put out there to put it in the public's mind that a Star Chamber is bad. It's bad, people.
As part of a suspected child pornography ring, huh?
Yeah,
it's one of
Michael Douglas is a judge, and he has, like, there's a case where he has to toss a search by the cops, and he sees like the victim's father is distraught and winds up shooting up the courtroom. Yep, you got the picture right there. James B. Sicking.
Doogie Howser's dad, dude.
Yep, and he was also on Hill Street Blues.
Yeah.
But,
did you get David Faustino's in here? Okay.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know David Faustino was in that. But
Makes
yeah,
an appearance, dude.
I mean, it's a good. And by the way, I think isn't Dwayne Jesse? I thought that's the guy who might have been in
Candace
Animal House.
Bergen's mom's in this, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
They're raising some serious issues in there.
Bill Blasky's in here. Holy shit, Bill Blasky.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Reminds you of The Firm.
I'm gonna have to watch this. I appreciate that. Thank you.
More content to it.
It's a good movie, and but yeah, it's one of those things where you wonder about, with Don Calfa. He was in Foul Play.
Dude, Don Calfa. He's in all sorts of shit, right?
Return of the Living Dead. I mean,
Weekend at Bernie's, dude.
Love Return of the Living Dead.
He's the hitman.
Weekend at Bernie's, another good one.
Don't tell that to the star of Weekend at Bernie's. He does not like that film. What's that fellow's name? Silverman?
Jonathan Silverman?
Saw him one time in an airport security line. He was standing there in front of me. He said something to me. He said, "Hey, you in the military?" I was wearing a camo hat, had a patch with my name and rank on it. I was like, "Oh, this guy's still an idiot." And I was like, "Yeah, buddy, yep." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And he was clearly giving me some shit about it. I was like, "Oh, all right." I said, "I loved you at Weekend at Bernie's," and he gave me like an even dirtier look. I was like, "All right." So then we were next up in line to the Delta airline counter. And the guy, this old black fellow, kind of looks like the Muppet name you were just telling me about. It kind of looked like that guy. Older black fellow working the counter, and Delta says to him, "Hey, I recognize you from somewhere." And he didn't the guy's being a dick, dude. He's being a real Chevy Chase dick about life, Jonathan Silverman. So I got called up to the adjacent spot right next to him. I just leaned in over there and I said, "Weekend at Bernie's." And the old guy lost it, dude. And Silverman hated it, dude. I was cracking up.
Was he wearing the outfit too, the glasses and the fucking?
Oh, he's a real like most of Hollywood puppets like that. They're all dicks, right? I mean, Chevy Chase ain't the only one.
My mother worked for the airlines, and she got to meet like a lot of celebrities. And she was like, you'd meet some people who were the nicest people, and she was someone who could kind of like make someone's day by getting them on the plane and just making their trip easier. And then you'd meet the people who are looking at their watch, getting ready to give you shit. And
right.
One of the people she called out was Mike Wallace. I mean, Mike Wallace.
Oh yeah, I can see he'd be a real dick, real stick in his ass, right?
Yep. Well, one of the other people she told me was kind of like an asshole was Jeff Daniels, and I was like, because I like Jeff Daniels from Dumb and Dumber. Said, that makes sense. I said, yeah, that sort of makes sense. But there's other people. She met Ric Flair. I mean, she got to meet
Ric Flair, dude. He seems like a solid guy.
Yeah, unless you tell him.
I'm not gonna lie to you, John Travolta, nice guy, just gets real handsy, dude. Real handsy.
Oh, you mean like Kevin Spacey?
Which sounds terrifying.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
real handsy.
That's fucked up.
Hey, it's me.
I think it goes with the territory, though. Again, these people get everything. They're just handed things. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you're on set, they always have like PAs and they got assistants. They got everyone doing stuff for them. Like at some point in time, I think that just breeds the egotistical mentality, both in men and women in Hollywood, that they can just do whatever. I mean, look at all the stories around Ellen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just heard one I was surprised about. I mean, it was from another comedian, and I had seen him for years, had no idea he worked on Ellen's show. Was what's his name? Greg Fitzsimmons. Talking about working on...
shit, dude! I had no idea. That's fucking crazy. His dad is a Processed Church member, allegedly. That's what I've been told. He's the guy that introduced chaos to Joe Rogan. Used to live next door to Tom Tom for many years. It's fun. Tom Tom's
Holy shit! Okay.
Yeah, that Queen Tom O'Neill. I had no idea that he worked on Ellen. That's very fast. Have to look. Someone told me. I've had numerous messages claiming that he's a processing. I'm willing to believe it, but I just haven't looked really into it.
Jeez.
Yeah, there's a video circulating with Joe Rogan making some kind of fucked up joke that on Twitter. I thought that was bizarre. That I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but
no, I mean, I don't know, dude. I feel like he exists to be for everyone to be like to create controversy. The people will just be like, "Oh, look," and then grunt a lot.
Joe Rogan.
He's a shit stirrer.
Well, in the video,
there you go. Shit stirrer.
AI sends out 60
He doesn't have an opinion. If you look,
3 minutes.
he has no character attributes that he maintains today that he did 10 years ago, dude. And I'm not saying folks can't change. I'm just saying in another 10 years he's gonna have a whole different set of character attributes of shit he's trying to sell you, dude. Of whatever mentality, fucking, because he sell the whole thing. It's all one big 24/7 mark. It's basically watching him as an infomercial to me, dude. I just feel like there's so much infomercial aspects to everything about him. But
whatever they're selling, he's the guy selling it. Whatever's being sold, he's one of those.
And he always acts like he's being like when he hears it on his show that he's hearing it for the first time.
Oh wow,
that's so fascinating.
Kind of like when I first dropped DMT. It's like when I saw those elves.
Well, he is pushing all this. I don't agree with all this hallucinogenic stuff. I mean, you look at some of what it's been used for and what they're trying to implement. It seems very Brave New World like. But he's behind it, right? He's pushing all the. He's been behind. Part of his podcast from day one has been that MAPS guy, Rick Strassman. And I think that guy's an unintelligent agent.
Well, and the medical industry is kind of rolling out mushroom therapy.
Kind of rolling it out. Dude, Rogan was just standing behind the president, officially rolling all of these things out.
Help you, kind of like Aldous Huxley's Brave New World.
Exactly. They're not trying to roll it out, dude. It's rolled out, bud.
It's already here, yeah. There. All your doctors are trained in this new therapy. Whoa! Can't solve cancer, but they can put you on drugs real quick.
They want to brainwash everybody.
They're brainwashing drugs.
It's less about brainwashing than it is about like the Learyism of tune in, drop out, right?
Right. Yeah. Expand your mind. Open your mind.
It's the next evolution of that same program.
Timothy Leary was saying
definitely an informant.
Timothy Leary,
and he also claimed to be doing the carrying on the life and crimes of Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, Timothy Leary was saying the same Illuminati doctrine of Weishaupt and Crowley of make your own religion.
As far as they could push it, as far as they could push it, they stopped with the expand your consciousness thing though. That program, the flower children. I mean, they dropped the acid. They dropped that program a while back. I don't think they wanted people getting in sensory deprivation tanks and dropping acid and getting to the bottom of what's going on around here. That was just to sell everybody on the drugs. The drugs that are going to put you in prison are heroin, JJ, some meth, some cocaine. I ain't selling no drugs. If you want to use drugs out there, go for it. But beware. I said, do it. Do more of them. Is that what you want?
Do the drugs. Do it.
Go talk to Hunter. He'll tell you how to smoke that stuff. My point is that
to do more drugs. Isn't that right, Todd? Is that what we're saying here? Do more drugs?
Well, legal drugs, JJ. Legal drugs. Right? The minute the government says they're illegal, they're no good anymore. Have no benefit.
Everyone's doing ketamine therapy, dude. You can go to DC, Colorado, get yourself a nice DMT vape pen, walk down the street. Fucking go dance with Joe Rogan machine elves.
that ketamine therapy didn't work so good for Matthew Perry, though.
No, it did not, sir.
They
Did it?
need to have
large
a
doses.
warning on that.
Oh, it got the Matman, dude. You know, kryptonite's not good for Superman. Ketamine apparently is what killed Matman.
Sitting in the hot tub with 40 shots of ketamine is probably not a good idea. Yeah.
How did
he had
people
this whole? Are you familiar with this Batman? He had this whole Batman personality. He this whole something like this.
He thought he was Batman. He's vigilante.
Yeah, he thought he called himself Batman.
If only.
People
he had this whole
People have
persona he
done
adapted
something,
as Batman, but he called himself Matman.
Who, Matthew Perry?
Yeah.
That's crazy shit.
He got real into it. Yeah, before he died, dude, he was real into that shit, dude. Kind of like the way Pete did. He was into the same shit right before he got arrested, dude. He was dressing up as Batman and the Joker and shit, dude. It's weird.
Yeah, somebody's probably whispering in his ear as he's on ketamine. You're going to go out and save some people.
Well, there you go, sir. Once you get someone on ketamine, you can start telling them to go run around as fucking Batman, can't you?
Yeah, or aliens are coming down.
Aliens, dude.
You've been taken to another planet.
With the amount of like Vicodin and opioids, all that shit he was taking, like he literally couldn't remember entire seasons of Friends that he did. I think he said like seasons 2 through 4. He's like, and meanwhile, like you could see from about season 3, like where he's like, he dropped probably 50, 60 pounds. Like he looks like skeletal. Like he did not look normal.
He's getting the best methamphetamine. The best
I heard he couldn't even recognize Jennifer Grey on set.
Dude. That's definitely a possibility too. I mean, there's just such.
Yeah, because he got super fat there, did he? From like the rehab or getting off drugs or something like that. He put in like significant amounts of weight.
What was it? I think it was like 2000, 2001. You start seeing him start to gain weight.
He was always the ugly guy from Friends too, so he had to had that depression going.
He was a childhood actor, though, right? He came up as a childhood actor, right?
He was in a movie with River Phoenix, The Night in the Life of Jimmy Reardon. He was on Growing Pains. He was in a movie I remember seeing as a kid because I wound up, unfortunately. I mean, it's not a bad movie, but he was in a movie with Tony Danza. She's Out of Control. Where he was.
I remember that one, dude. I remember that one with his daughter. He was trying. He was stalking all the guys that were dating his daughter.
Yeah, it was.
She's out of control, right? She's out of control. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
His daughter, Amy. Yep.
That was his second movie he was in, it looks like. Yeah, Amy Dolan. Oh, that's right. That's Amy Dolan's, dude. I totally forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey Dolan's daughter, yep.
There's got to be a whole thing about, and trust me, I always like Mickey Dolan's because I like the Monkees, the reruns,
I like the Monkees,
the TV show. But I always hope that she's normal, considering like so many of the other celebrity kids, musicians kids. I think of like
any one of the Phillips.
Well,
any one of the Beach Boys descendants.
I always wonder about Donovan's kids. I like Donovan's music, and he had Donovan Leitch and Ione Skye. Ione Skye was with Anthony Kiedis, so God only knows if she's normal, and she was in the Zodiac movie. And it's funny, Catherine Hicks is in that. Catherine Hicks was in Seventh Heaven with pedophile.
He's a real big pedophile too, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What's the Will Smith's kids? Oh my goodness!
Those kids are not going to end up normal. Meredith Salinger. You know who Meredith Salinger's married to?
No, I don't know that name.
Patton Oswalt.
Holy shit, that's his new wife.
Well, here we go.
Oh, that's the Natty Gun girl. Okay, I recognize her now. Dream a little dream.
Yep. With the Coreys.
2 Coreys, dude. The good Coreys. Yep. Not the Corey Good, the good Coreys.
I don't know.
David Wilcock reference for you there, Clint.
Is Corey Feldman a good Corey? I mean, can we call it that?
Well, in the grand scheme of Coreys, I think he might fare better than some other Coreys, perhaps.
Corey Feldman in his new movie playing Corey Good.
I'd watch that. I would definitely watch that.
Doing the soundtrack from his band through some of his crappy band, dancing for you.
Dream a little dream of blue chickens.
Definitely watch that, dude. They started remaking Corey Feldman and Corey Haim movies based on Corey Good stories. That'd be great, dude.
You know, there's
Yeah.
there's more than one Lost Boys movie. That's some scary shit to me.
Yeah, there
What do you
was
mean
two.
more than
There
one
was
Lost
two.
Boys movie?
There's a
Let's
newer
make
one.
sense of it.
There's like 2 or 3 Lost Boys movies.
No,
Yeah,
there's
there
not.
might
Is
have
it
been
really?
three. There might have
Yes,
been
there
three.
is. I swear to
They
God.
made
Probably dropped
sequels
off
to the
after
Lost
two.
Boys, dude. Are you serious?
Yeah,
This is
I
crazy.
swear to God.
Hmm.
I had no idea.
Because
How
it was
dare
one of the
they,
last
dude.
movies Corey Haim made.
The
before he
Lost
died.
Boys franchise, dude. What is this? This is a shocking revelation right now for me. I'm a vampire hunter, sir. There's a lot of
Vampires,
vampires in
yeah.
this film.
Jay, there's a lot of leads right there you need to follow up on.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I've
That
never
whole
seen
one-
it. Oh, they made one in 2008 and 2010. What in the world, dude?
You're gonna need more
What in the
steaks.
world, dude?
You need more vampire steaks.
93 minutes, huh? Shocker.
Yep, 93 minutes. If it's going to be a piece of shit, it'll be 93
Yeah.
minutes long.
93 minutes of a pieces of shit. Oh, we got Sutherland in here, do we?
Oh
The
yeah.
third
Yep.
son of actor
Yeah.
Donald Sutherland. So this is Kiefer's brother, half brother.
Hmm.
Oh, this is my sixth cousin or seventh cousin. Then I think Donald Sutherland's my sixth cousin once removed. Sutherland, the we're a Scottish clan,
All right.
the Sutherlands. I had no idea they got other. So they couldn't get Kiefer, so they get Kiefer's half brother. Dude, get the fuck out of here, dude. This is ridiculous.
Well, Kiefer did die in the first one. I mean, come on.
It's hard.
Yeah, but he's a
He
vampire,
dies.
though, right? They
They
got
just pull the
back.
steak out of their heart and they come back to life.
It's true. If you can bring back Jason, Michael Myers, and Freddy Krueger, why can't you bring back a vampire? That is legitimate.
Bring back Kiefer.
They
Dude. He's
kind of
eternal,
sensed
dude.
it would be too hard to sell the public. You know, it wouldn't make any money. You know,
Well, it
if
makes
you-
more
one of
sense
those-
to bring in his half brother. Get the fuck out of here, named Angus. Dude, what is he, a piece of fucking steak, dude?
There
You
you go.
bring back Edgar Frog, Corey
Dude, what do you mean
Feldman's
Corey Haim's in this, dude? What do you mean Corey Haim?
'Cause
Corey
mine
Haim's in this?
rare,
What
yeah.
is this, dude?
during closing credits, it says, yeah. Tom Savini's in it, the great special effects artist.
Well, when did Corey Haim die? Oh, this is right before his death. Holy shit! I was like, what is this? The AI version of Corey Haim?
Yep.
This is his last film, dude. This is officially I
Use
think, Corey Haim's last film.
some extra clips. Use some extra
now, I
clips
think-
and smudge them in.
How do we have two? I've never heard of this film, and we got both the Corys in here,
He might
sir. I
have been in
appreciate
that
that.
last one. He might have been in the Thirst. I think the Thirst might have been in his.
Oh,
his
this
last
is actually his last one. Holy shit, dude! I got two double Corys to watch, dude. We don't have any Sutherlands in this one, though. There's no Sutherlands here.
No, it's just supposed to be the frogs, Edgar and the brother or whatnot.
You know, they're not as exciting as the Sutherlands. Oh, we do get them here. Oh, clips from the first film.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Okay.
Yeah,
That's a cheat. Yeah, it's not the same. And only 81.
I may
minutes.
not watch this one. If there's not a second Corey involved, I might not be in for that. Surprised Jason Patrick didn't come back. Maybe they didn't give him the call because I mean, what's his career doing these days?
He was retired from acting
Was he?
for a bit, actually. Yeah, but hey, he was good in Narc. I mean, and
How about
you know,
Speed 2? What were your thoughts on Speed 2?
no,
Not
you know
so
what?
much.
My favorite movie of his is Sleepers. Sleepers is one of my favorite.
You know where they filmed that?
movies with him in it. Where they film
The
that?
mental institution, that's Fairfield Hills, dude. That's Sandy Hook, Connecticut.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If we
Now
ever
the town
do-
administrative offices.
If we ever do, I have an idea for a esoteric review month. Movies where there's questionable authenticity to it, because Sleepers is one of them, where they question it because it's based on a true story. And Lorenzo Carcaterra, who wrote the book and is in the movie, character-wise, has said it's true. I just changed the names and the based on a true story aspect, because that only came a year out after Fargo, and Fargo was loosely based on a true story.
Yeah, very loosely based. What? Strange enough, Fargo is based on the wood chipper tales out of Fairfield or out of
Connecticut.
There,
Mhm.
involved
Mhm.
back.
Yep.
Yeah, it's out. H. Wayne Carver was involved in the wood chipper the murder. That's an interesting case. There's a lot of interesting cases out of there.
Yeah, you gotta watch the Fargo TV show too. That's really
But we
good.
do see,
I
speaking
love
of
that
interesting
show.
cases
Good
and
show.
unsolved murders. Which show?
The Fargo
Fargo.
TV show.
What was the show?
The
Oh, I haven't
Fargo
seen
TV
that
show.
yet. Is that with Billy Bob Thornton?
Yeah, it's
The
really
first
intense.
the first season was Billy Bob, and then they kind of go back in time for the second season. The third season, they go back more to like the 2010s, and then the fourth season was Chris Rock, and it was like 1950. The first 4 seasons are all connected in like one
weird
aspect or another, and the first season is connected to the movie in a very just like a small aspect. The last season,
check that out, dude. I've never even heard of this being that deep of a storyline.
Oh yeah, it's really intense.
The last
they're camping intense too. Holy shit, dude!
Yeah, I mean,
the first 2 seasons are the best ones.
They're all living intense, I hear.
Yeah, they're living intense. That's what I heard.
Yeah, the last season was with John Hamm as sheriff.
Oh, he didn't murder someone, but he tried to murder somebody.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they had done a fraternity prank, that could have.
If that boy had listened, he wouldn't get lit on fire now, would he? And that's kind of the attitude we get out of Dan Aykroyd, the judge. Is this judge?
John Hamm, by the way, played in Fletch 3 as Fletch.
Yeah,
did he really?
That's Fletch. Yeah.
Well, when he was in college, he played as judge during the execution, or he tried to light
their heads
dude on
down
fire
in shame
and
after they did, but
try to kill somebody. But we see that the family here in Vulcanvania, dude, they've killed a lot of folks, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bones.
They got driver's license all over the walls hanging up.
Yep.
They got Jimmy Hoppus.
They got Jimmy. They finally found out who killed Jimmy Hoppus. Busloads of Harry Krishnas disappeared, dude. It's literally like they're an unsolved mysteries. Basically, a couple seasons of unsolved mysteries, disappearances have been solved by going into this attic, right?
What you might see at your average Oddfellows lodge up in the attic. No,
there you go. That's what I was getting at. What do you think they're doing with this, dude? This is a shrine to death? Or these ritual human sacrifices? They're using the IDs of the dead, the deceased they've killed, and their newspaper clippings as some sort of ritualistic situations. You're a wizard, Todd.
Just a giant shrine, like they tell you in the movie, a shrine to their murderers, a shrine to their god, their goddess.
And did something that. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, do you think we have
power in that? What it is, as they pin those things up, in this hypothetical serial killer fantasy thing that the FBI shows us all the time in these movies, as they pin all these IDs up, what they're creating is an area that the whole atmosphere of it is a vibration that your average person wouldn't want to be on.
Are they good vibrations?
They're not. Well, depends on what side of the scale.
Depends on whether or not you're digital underground and gay Tupac.
Depends on what scale of the vibrations you like, but that produces vibrations. That's what a church is. A church puts you in a state of mind, right?
Right.
You go in there, it's reverence. It's, hey, babe, take your voice down. Oh, and they have arches and reminders of sacred holy place. These serial killer things that they're trying to show us with all the IDs, that's this type of vibration, also a type of altar.
Oh, so you're saying like the hippie term kind of vibe, like what's your vibe, man? You're talking about on a deeper level of vibration. Our whole vibe here just changed. Please stand by, sir.
Yeah.
Our channel, good to see you, fucking Muppet. You're late, first and foremost.
About time you made it.
Secondly, go fuck yourself, and your Muppet friends, letting go fuck yourself. Also, report to the.
Please let them know we're on to your analysis. Yeah, we know you're analyzing.
We're on your analysts there, our channel.
But no, I like talking about vibrations because that's what that room's supposed to represent. Is that this is the last place before you're going to get.
Well, he even gets a church organ involved in the mix, doesn't he? When he's executing folks, he's got a little song and dance to it.
There's a lot of clocks in the house as well.
I think you're gonna say there's a lot of clowns in the chat. I was gonna say you are correct, sir. Our channel is here. No, there was a lot of clocks, dude. It's like a whole what's that vibe for you? What's the?
What if it could have been like a movie that was surrealism about they really died or something, and they were in hell and they were.
If you follow Dan Aykroyd's character,
that's an interesting take on it, right?
he's real legal, and he reads them their sentence, and they think they're going to get away, and he's all professional, and he's giving them, you might just slip out of here. But at the end, he tells them, you're not slipping out of here. Your sentence is death. And then he gets all happy. He's all happy, right? The judge goes from very somber and, yeah, well, you'll be okay. Don't worry about it. To, yeah, we're putting you to death. Yeah. And that's how they are. The people that run this place, they're like, yeah.
Well, but at the same time, you see there's the clash between him and his, what is it? John Candy's supposed to be either his
grandson, who started working for him at the age of 8. So I'm talking about child labor, right?
Yeah.
When they first kind of sent, hold over Chevy Chase and Demi Moore and the other two, and he's like, it was just, moving violation. Like John Candy's willing to overlook the basically the evading, the worst part of it. But why is Chevy Chase singled out? Because he has a financial background. A financial analyst is a banker. Which shows this isn't justice. This is personal. And which, when you go back to what you were talking about with the IDs and all that stuff, part of you wonders, it's like, okay, are all those people ones who were met with the most, extreme punishment? Or is it a mind fuck? Is that part of it too? Like,
it doesn't matter what you do, right?
The movie isn't developed that well. Like, again, I don't think the movie. I don't dislike the movie. I love it. Think it's so bad it's good. Like
that's exactly right, sir.
I'm kind of good with. And
when you have some some inbred troll things, there's as an unexplicable character introduced for the first time in the last third of the film. First of all, you've lost your shit in writing this film, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Secondly, I love every aspect of it.
This is where Bob Cocaine Evans stepped onto the scene.
Well, this is the cocaine element to the film, right? They're like, what else can we do here, guys? What would sound funny while we're on cocaine, but not be funny in real life? These giant inbred diaper-wearing hobos, right?
Yeah. This came straight out of the holy shit, we need to fill the last 10 minutes of SNL like in 1978, 1979 right. Sort of mentality. This is like when most of them were all on coke, and it was Dan Aykroyd, Al Franken, Tom Davis, you had the original SNL writers, and most of them were all coked up. And that's how you had the Coneheads and so many other things. But it didn't have an ending.
That was kind of Chevy Chase's role. He would bring in him and Bill Murray both were famous for kind of their suitcases full of coke, right?
Yep, and that's Doug Kenny, like they talk about with Doug Kenny from National Lampoon, when Chevy Chase went out to visit him before he passed, brought out the cocaine and tennis balls. He smuggled them in tennis balls.
Put Charlie Sheen's parties to shame, I'll bet. Years later,
everybody
dude,
talks
Charlie
about
Sheen
Charlie
was a Ferris
Sheen,
Bueller, right?
Yes, he was. And Charlie Sheen, I just read today, was the original person considered to play Coach Gordon Bombay in the Mighty Ducks.
All before his brother, huh? The Mighty Duck man himself from the
completely different movie.
That wouldn't work the same at all. No, it wouldn't, would it?
Two suggestions in the Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez sort of realm. Men at Work.
Love that film.
As a deep dive. And Rated X, when they play the Mitchell brothers from San Francisco.
Which one?
That's another
That's
movie.
a good one too, dude. Because what many folks don't understand is that storyline they're telling in that one. Is that the one where they're doing? Oh, that's the Mitchell brothers. Yeah, okay. No, that's
Mitchell brothers. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was. I think it was one of the first movies Emilio directed when he was started directing movies. That was before he did the Bobby Kennedy one. But yeah, I always wondered if there was like the way certain movies have had Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen, or Emilio and Martin Sheen, if that's a way to handle any sort of issues. It's like, we could put it on camera. Like because in Rated X, you have two brothers, one of whom kills the other. So part of me always wonders if that's a way to work that shit out. But yeah, the Rated X. That's
didn't he kill off his brother in Young Guns? Right? Didn't he shoot Sheen in Young Guns?
Well, they have an antagonistic relationship, but Dick Brewer, the one that.
Charlie that's right. No, because what's his name? La Bamba sticks him with the knife, right? Charlie Sheen with the knife. Or no, that's Christian.
No,
I gotta watch
that's
my
Christian
Young
Slater, the
Guns
second
again.
one.
I'm way behind on my Young Guns here.
There's another one. There's supposed to be another one coming out.
There's a
Another
third Young Guns.
Yes,
that's brought to us by
that's
Dean
on the
Cain's
books.
father, right? Isn't Dean Cain's father the guy who brings us those films?
Christopher Cain? Is that his name?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Dean Cain's dad, yeah.
But
They're doing
is
a
he doing
review
the
of that,
third one?
Yeah, they're doing a third one. I think Lou Diamond Phillips had confirmed that. But
Nice.
with the first Young Guns, Charlie Sheen's character gets killed by the legendary Brian Keith, who plays a cowboy who they're trying to serve a warrant on, and it goes from there.
He's the adopted father of Dean Cain, but yeah, I mean it's his dad, right? Biologically, though, if you're wondering why they don't look a lot alike, it's his adopted.
Well,
I'd love to watch another one of Young Guns.
You did the Principal's a good one. That was Jim Belushi.
Yeah, dude, that was a good movie. Wasn't what's his name? Yeah, Lou Gossett Jr. and Tommy Chong's daughter was in there.
Yeah,
right on.
Underrated movie. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one was not an underrated movie. This movie was kind of shitty. I didn't realize J.J. Abrams directed this. Holy shit!
And someone died. Someone died during that. A stuntman died on Gone Fishing.
No shit, I didn't know that either. We'll have to perhaps review that some other time because it's also got one of the Arquettes in there too, doesn't it?
Rosanna Arquette, the one who criticized Tarantino for the use of the N-word in his movies.
Ooh, 94 minutes. They must have not got the memo.
Yeah, but look, $53 million budget, 19.7.
Yeah, it was, and it was worth every cent of that 19 million. It was shitty, dude.
I've never seen it. I'm good.
Yeah, it was shitty.
I watched it because I was really hyped about it after all. I was a big fan of Lethal Weapon and shit. I'm like, oh, I'll watch this. Lethal Weapon guys in this one, right? After Lethal Weapon 3 and number 2 there with Pesci as well. But what was Dan Aykroyd really thinking? He was like, you know what? I'm going to make myself a retarded giant baby thing who's inbred and lives in the junkyard. Like, there's no, like, once you got 40 minutes into this film, dude, this is not a good idea, dude. Like, what is he thinking?
And I heard it took a toll on him putting all that makeup. Like, just I don't think he was meant to play 2 roles initially, and in addition to directing, he took too much on. And then later on, to Chevy Chase's credit, considering how much Chevy Chase acted like an asshole or himself on the making of this movie, he said that it damaged Dan Aykroyd's career. And I'm like, well, as an actor, I said Dan Aykroyd's pretty good as an actor. I said, and he's diverse because all you got to see is a movie like Grosse Pointe Blank to kind of see that.
Great movie, dude. Yeah,
he's got range. But this movie had a lot of misfires to it. But yeah, like, and I don't even know who the other guy is. The other baby human.
No, even Wikipedia doesn't know who it is. They have a name listed but no picture, dude.
Yeah. That guy wanted to write that off as part of his credits. He's like,
take me off of that, you crazy ass.
He did the Alan Smithy route, as an actor.
Yeah,
you don't get your name put or uncredited. Which, by the way, not that long after Chevy Chase did the movie, the movie Hero, he went uncredited in with Dustin Hoffman. I don't know why people do that. Hero, where Dustin Hoffman plays a con artist.
I never heard of that movie, dude.
You've never heard of that? Oh my God, that's a good one. It's Dustin Hoffman.
I'm just trying to figure out what a Paxton is, dude. Lucy Morningstar was saying that these twins look like a Paxton. I don't even know what that is right now, but
I just
Hero, dude. I've never even heard of this film.
Yeah, Hero is 1992, 93, where Dustin Hoffman's a con artist. He witnesses a plane crash and saves people's lives, but then because of the fact that
shit, dude, I haven't seen that movie in so long. Gina Davis is in it too, right? Is it Gina Davis?
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit.
They build it all up till the crescendo of him being this hero, which he isn't. Yep.
No shit. Yep.
Looks pretty good.
Good movie. That's a good movie.
It's a decent film. Yeah, when looking back, I'm just replaying the storyline. Yeah, I mean it's what we accuse the media of doing all the time, is just creating these whole fictional events, right? It's a psyop.
Yeah. Well, when I saw Chevy Chase in that, it was like, he doesn't look like himself. He looks like a network, like a kind of like a piece of garbage, like one of the guys you'd see in modern day, like Fox News or whatnot. And when I saw he was initially, here he's credited, but I said in general, he's not credited if you watch the movie. and you know he's actually pretty good in that. But yeah, it's like,
dude, we also get Daniel Baldwin in that one too, huh?
I didn't even know Daniel Baldwin was in that one.
Yeah, I have to rewatch it. It's been a long time, man. I remember this movie though.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were in it. I mean, Seinfeld's dad, Barney
Oh, it's
Martin.
got quite a cast. Yeah, dude, look at this cast. I mean, it's Stephen Tobolowsky's. This guy's in everything, right?
Good.
He was in Deadwood, right?
Deadwood, Seinfeld. I mean, he's.
Oh, dude, his character is Jack Barker in Silicon Valley. Is this clueless CEO in Silicon Valley? Fantastic.
I've never seen Silicon Valley. I actually read.
Oh, it's if you like Mike Judge comedy, it's good stuff. I mean, it's some pure Mike Judge stuff right there for sure. Comedy.
I actually read Stephen Tobolowsky's memoir. That was good. The Dangerous Animals Club. Really, really good. Very funny book.
You also get Joan Cusack. One of the Cusacks in there, huh? Now, Gina Davis, she's been looking kind of manly in her old age. I'd like to get into the. I want to thank you all, gents, for joining me here tonight to get a little GCD, and I'd like to thank you folks to the interwebs here as well, because I like to get into this portion of the program here tonight where I like to ask you fellas, what the hell is Demi Moore, dude? What is it?
A demon.
Right? Is it a demon, dude? Is this some sort of ritualistic demon they're using? Because if you look at it today, dude, it looks totally different of a creature than it looked like in One Crazy Summer with John Cusack, Joan Cusack's brother, and Bobcat Goldthwait. And the other Murray, right? And Joel Murray. Thank you. That's right.
Yep. Joel Murray. Yep.
Because, you know, when she made Striptease, they're like, oh, Demi Moore's got a boob job. And it was like a real big thing for a Hollywood actress to be suddenly getting a boob job in the 90s. I'm like, are these Muppets kidding me? How is this fucking ridiculous? But that was the narrative that was being pushed, right? And she clearly had a boob job before this film, dude. Look at her in One Crazy Summer. She's like a teenage boy, dude. And they're like, I'm saying, like, what is this? What is this creature?
Never. I don't know. Demi Moore, isn't she the Ashton Kutcher?
That's what I'm saying, dude. She's got
the
weird Muppet.
Like the other guy, one in the Die Hard.
I think that is her third husband.
Bruce
Yeah.
Willis. Yeah,
that's now kind of in a coma state. Not a coma state. He's had so many
dementia. Yeah,
dementia and
frontal lobe.
Well, sir, he saved the world from Nakatomi Tower. You might sustain a few.
That's all you have to do is just make Die Hard, and we're good. You're good. You'll live forever. And
all I'm saying is, like, I'm not trying to like say like she's the ugliest man lady thing possible. But I mean, probably.
Well,
right?
I might. So.
I'm just saying she's built like a 13-year-old boy. She's got looking like a real manly jowl, dude. That's all I'm saying. Looking like a manly 5-headed brow ridge too.
Seven Adams apple also.
She had the very smoky like voice, you know, like it was something that they used to kind of
like. She even has a man voice, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard when you talk like this, you know, like it sounds like you should have like a trach, you know, like a trach thing sort of situation. Meanwhile, she's the object of desire in Indecent Proposal with Woody Harrelson.
And I don't understand how and that's the reason why I've never seen that film, sir. Thank you. She is allegedly the object of attraction to these men and the purposes behind their shenanigans. I'm like, for that thing, dude, what is that? That's not even a lady, dude. What is
I'll
that?
give you $1 million. This woman, I can't tell what it is. $1 million.
Recently, a movie where she took some.
I'll give you $1 million to sleep with my man wife. What the fuck, dude? You know what I mean?
Who said that? No one.
Clint, are you talking about The Substance?
Yeah, The Substance.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
No,
it's pretty good.
Kathleen Turner, that's definitely a dude. There's no way that's not
Demi
a dude.
Moore is back. Back better than ever.
Her for Academy Award for that because it was her and what's her name, Margaret Qualley, who is what's her name, Andy McDowell's daughter, who was also
his daughter.
Hollywood.
Oh, poor girl. Oh.
Didn't Kathleen Turner play in some film called like Serial Mom? There we go.
John Waters.
Yeah. John, I'm about to say process churchian fucking ideals being perpetrated by Mr. Process John Waters in a serial killer mom movie starring that main Kathleen Turner.
Kathleen Turner wasn't the original choice. I think originally, if Divine had lived, it would have been with Divine.
Oh, shit. Divine was the one who got murdered by Roy Radin, right?
Divine supposedly had a heart attack.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Divine. I was Judy Mack. Is it Judy Mack? That's Divine's friend. My bad. That's my apologies. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
Divine.
June
Divine
Mack.
died of a.
June Mack was Divine's friend. They're both cross dressers in Hollywood, right?
I think so. Yeah. Well, Divine definitely was. Divine was set.
So was June Mack.
play,
that thing that Roy Raiden murdered. The Bob Cocaine element.
Divine was set to play Peg Bundy's mom on Married with Children, and died of a massive heart attack, like right before.
I didn't know that. That's weird. Dude.
And on the show afterwards, they never showed.
They never showed the mother.
You heard the voice off screen because I think it was Kathleen Freeman, the one who was. She was the nun in the Blues Brothers, and she was the woman whose wedding dress is stolen in Dragnet. You see her, you know.
Oh yeah,
it was a Naked Gun, the last Naked Gun movie.
Yep.
Yeah, she did the voice of Peg Bundy's mom, but it was supposed to be Divine initially.
Oh. And, she kind of reminds me of the Large Marge lady. Tell them Large Marge sent you.
Oh my God. And I try not to get all of them confused with Mama Fratelli from the Goonies.
Yeah, Mama Fratelli, yeah. Very similar kind of shtick, right?
But she died and got reincarnated in Axl Rose. I mean, at least
dude, for sure.
They're like spitting images of each other today.
For sure.
Axl Rose gained weight and he looks better when he was
I've seen those pictures. I wish I hadn't seen what I saw.
There's a couple reasons why I think one of the stars of tonight's film is indeed a Scientologist, a secret Scientologist. In 1991, when John Travolta marries Kelly Preston, there's only a handful of folks invited to that wedding, including Demi Moore and her then husband Bruce Willis. And we also see Demi Moore in her G.I. Jane starring opposite across then Scientology superstar Jason Begay. He was the Tom Cruise of Scientology before Tom Cruise of Scientology.
Before he started making angry YouTube videos about how Scientology ripped him off.
Yep. Well, he woke up to the shtick of the whole Xenu was not gonna get him routine. He didn't have Thetans all over his body, and they didn't care for that.
G.I. Jane was one of those movies waking people up to the discrimination.
That's JFK Jr.'s best friend, sir. Jason Begay. Trust the plan.
He was in a Stephen King adaptation, Monkey Shines.
No, I've not seen that.
Jason Begay was his character is, I think he's paralyzed, and he gets a monkey that's like a helper monkey, but that the monkey's evil, like killing people.
Oh shit! I remember that film, dude. That's a Stephen King, huh?
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's decent. It's decent. I saw.
I mean, eventually we're going to find out that
Jason Begay's in that, huh? That was during the Scientology era for sure.
He was the star of that.
Yeah.
He was the star.
That's definitely during the Scientology era. He grew up with JFK Jr. and David Duchovny were his best friends.
And meanwhile, directed by George Romero. I hope I never hear.
That's what I was going to say, dude. That's a George Romero film. Why do I recognize that name? Wait a second. Did that just say produced by Charles Evans? Are you fucking kidding me? Get out of town, dude. Cocaine Bob's brother.
Cocaine son or brother?
No, well, his son's Charles Evans Jr. is the producer now. I had no idea there's a fucking Cocaine Bob element to that film, dude. Oh, we're gonna have definitely.
Oh, he actually did. Oh no.
Scientology, Cocaine Bob. That's right. Now you're talking my language, sir.
Wait, which movie was that?
Monkey Shine, dude. Stephen King, dude. That diddler.
Monkey Shine.
Creepy fucking.
Was it the newer one?
Yeah.
There's a newer one, dude. This was 1988. It said.
Yeah, there's two. There's a brand new one that just came out. I thought.
There's some good. All right.
Yeah, there's a newer one. It's very similar.
Shit. What's it called?
Monkey Shines.
Monkey Shines. Monkey Shines Part 2. Monkey Shinier.
All right, so hold on. Let me hold on 1 second.
Please clarify.
Let me clarify. Yeah, no, I thought Monkey Shines was Stephen King. It is not. The monkey is.
The monkey.
Monkey Shines was Romero. Yeah.
There you go. See, I do that all the time, Phil.
That's all right, sir. Speaking of monkey films, dude, you ever seen the film Congo, dude?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I have not seen all of Congo. That's Michael.
Dude.
Michael Crichton.
Rewatching that's very interesting with this whole telecommunications act they're trying to do in the film and stuff like that. Very.
That was who was it? Laura Linney, Bruce Campbell, I know is in it. Not for
Yeah,
long.
Bruce Campbell makes an
Tim Curry.
appearance for sure, dude.
Big Bruce
Tim
Campbell fan.
Curry, right? Dylan Walsh.
Dylan Walsh.
This dude who's in a lot of stuff, right? And this Grant Heslov character, Jordan Baker, dude.
Well, Grant Heslov, that's George Clooney's producing partner.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Enemy of the State. He's the one who's
that's right.
He's the one who Jason Lee reaches out to about the tape of Hammersley getting
the friend
killed.
that gets killed at the first.
Shit, I guess he's also the cop there in Black Sheep, right? With the
he's Chris Farley's friend. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize he was George Clooney's partner. Okay.
Yeah. Well, because he's someone who, like, one of these guys, kind of like Clooney, kind of came up. Now, not saying he didn't maybe get a boost, but he's, the way George Clooney's career started was, how did George
passing
Clooney's
out
career get
naked
started?
photos of himself around set, according to Roseanne Barr, sir.
Yeah. What's the first time you remember Clooney? What's the first big one?
That's what Roseanne Barr says. Clooney used to guest star on the Roseanne show. He just littered the entire set with naked photos of himself, like waiting to get blackmailed. That's the way she tells the story.
He had already done.
There you go. There's no such thing as bad press. Yeah.
He was in a movie.
He's like, everyone wants to see my butthole, right? I'm just gonna drop pictures of my butthole everywhere.
About Still a Grizzly Bear, where I think he was only in it for like a minute or two. He was in The Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
That's right, dude. Because I don't even think they released that one until he made his name, right?
Well, he had done so at one point before ER even started. His cousin Miguel Ferrer said,
"Oh, I didn't realize that was his cousin." Okay, I'm seeing that now. That name Ferrer here, right?
I think Miguel Ferrer was more talented in certain ways, but
I know you're talking about. I was like, he's in all sorts of shit, dude. Yeah, I didn't know it was his cousin.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Okay,
a lot of movies.
So he said he had done so many failed pilots and movies. He had already made so much money through that and saved it. He didn't need ER. By the time he was on ER, that was like, it was almost kind of like, all right, free money, fuck you money at that point. And I think, as Clooney has kind of shown, he's pretty smart with how he handles it. But,
yeah, the Clooney's are big in Cincinnati still to this day. They do news. They got a Clooney in the news there still today. That's where his dad came from, right? WCPO right there.
Another Kentucky boy, like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and his sister was big time in Hollywood, right? His dad's sister, right? Rosemary Clooney.
Yeah.
What was she in?
White Christmas.
Okay, that's huge.
Bing Crosby. That was like probably a more famous role, right?
Do we think Bing Crosby? We know he was a kid beater. Do we think he was anything more nefarious than that?
Well, you dance like that. I got questions about your sexuality.
Did he beat everybody? Beat children back then, though. Bill.
All I'm saying, John, if you get all twinkle toes out there on the Hollywood camera, I'm like, let's be honest about the situation.
Yeah, like that Ukraine. The Ukraine.
Thank God my parents weren't from World War II. Their parents were. Because I remember my grandparents. No, I said, thank God my parents weren't there for World War II. Their parents, my grandparents were, and they were horrible disciplinarians. I remember just.
I enjoy Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. And speaking of the Chuck Barris and the Gong Show, the world just lost the Gong Show's first host yesterday, Mr. John Barber, the original host of the Gong Show.
I think I saw that story.
Don Jeffries wrote a great obituary for.
I read that. I did
Barber.
like that.
That was very nice, and I think it was his. I have that book. I have the "Your Mother's Not a Virgin."
Oh, I love that book, dude.
Yeah.
I love that book. Yeah, I met John a few years ago through a mutual friend, and had him as a guest a couple times here in Operation GCD. Some legendary conversations. A man of many tales. That John Barber. He cracked me up though. Yeah, he sent me some copies of that book. That was a good one. He actually spent some time and wrote some messages in the book that he sent me too. He's a real sincere dude, a real authentic dude, not a jackass like Chevy Chase type of character.
Hang on to that book, sir.
Oh, he sent me 3 books. He sent me the 2 he wrote, and I guess one that was written about his career from his official kind of publicist biographer lady.
Very
But Your
interesting.
Mother's Not a Virgin is great, dude. I mean, there's so many good stories in that.
He
Yeah,
sounded
no.
like a very, very interesting guy, and I do want to see his documentary. What was it? The second assassination, the median, the second assassination of JFK.
The
Because I know he
final
was-
thoughts or something like that. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've seen portions of it. It's good stuff. I guess I saw it all because he and I talked about that. We had a whole show.
He was
But
a
yeah, Your
big,
Mother's Not a Virgin, dude. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the only thing I saw, like as I'm reading Don Jeffries' thing, it was like a little bit of a knock on the publisher, and I'm like, "Yep, I've heard that before." So I was kind of like, "All right," when certain things don't translate well when a book is published and mistakes.
This is what I was talking about. This is like about his career by his publisher, Carol Honig. John Barber, the wittiest man in America, is a Canadian. And he was, dude. It's an interesting tale for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he was a big proponent of Jim Garrison. I know that.
And freedom of speech too. He got sued by the. Speaking of film reviews, he gave a film review of the film Soylent Green starring Charlton Heston, and he lambasted that in the L.A. Times. He was working for at the time because he just got fired. He created reality TV, and the show called Real People was the number one show on TV, and he put Jim Garrison on it, and it never aired, and he got fired as a result of it. So his friend hired him as the film reviewer there at the paper in LA, and he wrote and this is like, that's 1971, I think. This is 72 or 73, I think, is the film review he writes on Soylent Green, and they try to shut him down, and they ended up suing the paper and him and going all the way to Supreme Court whether or not John Barber can write a fucking film review.
I do have a quick question with that. Is Soylent Green still people? That's all I'm going to ask.
Yeah, right.
Soylent Green still people?
I don't think it's even people now. People is cost more money. Soylent Green
lab grown people, maybe, right?
Yeah, you're getting lab grown people. You're not even getting real people nowadays. They're cheapening your meat up.
But this was a specifically awful film, though, right? I mean, I've seen it. It's not good, dude.
Charlton Heston was like Soylent Green.
Yeah, Soylent Green.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Why is it the reason it's fantastic? It's introducing the first time you'd ever seen such a concept that I'd seen concept in the movies, the dystopian, the thing where they're putting you down, where they're once you get to a certain age, you should just leave, and we're going to make it real pleasant for you, kind of like
that's what they're doing in
Canada,
right? That's what they're doing in Canada with assisted suicide and shit like that, right?
Fantastic movie. And when you see it on the big screen back in the 70s, when the old guy's being put to sleep, they're showing him pictures of what the world used to look like before human beings ruined it all. Incredible.
You. I mean, I can appreciate that review, sure.
The idea. I'm just saying. Maybe did you remember Soylent Green? And there was also Charlton Heston did the Omega Man. So he's on a roll of the world's coming to an end because the resources have been stripped by you selfish humans that just keep eating and reproducing.
Oh, I see. Finally, John Barber. I read the review or read the eulogy written by Don Jeffries, but I see it finally made the news today too in some larger respects. I was gonna say because this guy's a major figure in media in the last century, dude. Not to mention he was Frank Sinatra's personal writer when Sinatra was the host of the Tonight Show there for a brief stint.
Whoa!
Wow, he is on the inside, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's a man with an interesting past, and it's certainly possible. He came to America when I think he was 15, got on a train and headed out to Reno, where he ran into Sam Giancana and Frank Sinatra at their casino out in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, that seems pretty fishy.
It's interesting character. If there was something, this movie's being made in 91. Dan Aykroyd's the director. Is Bob Cocaine Edwards hanging out, hiding out somewhere in the background? Is he somewhere slinking around this production? Was there any Bob Cocaine Edwards?
Well, you never know, sir.
Was he slinking around in the background of that movie, or
I noticed in the movie the judge Dan Aykroyd's character, he was wearing either some kind of British thing or some kind of Masonic thing. The golden necklace thing that he had that was on his shoulder.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he had some sort of regalia wearing there at some point, right? Let me see if I can find that scene for you.
He might have had a Masonic
dinner
thing as
scene,
well.
right?
So you got a cross
well,
from Dracula.
I think it was when he was sitting at the judge thing or whatever.
Oh, they're talking about all these medals he comes on, these war medals he comes on from in the dinner with.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking of that part, but that's definitely interesting as well.
Well, yeah, because
There's
they
another
keep
scene where it shows
the whole
him even-
story is around his family owning this property since the war.
Well, the whole thing is he's also supposed to be over 100 years old. So when he talks about his
Right.
war service, he's talking about World War One.
That's what he says too, right? He does say that. World War One. You're right. He does say that.
But with in terms of Bob Cocaine Evans, I don't necessarily think so because it was Warner Brothers. I think
Right.
anything with Bob Cocaine Evans was either Paramount or some. I don't think it. I mean, not
Fox
saying
derivative because his
Yeah,
own
I
he's
don't-
going to run Fox and Disney like Bob.
Dan
Iger.
Aykroyd, I mean, Dan Aykroyd had to know him though. Had to bump show. I mean, they're all working on the same lots.
Well, of course, dude. He's living in Mama Cass's old house, and Cocaine Bob has definitely been in that house plenty of times.
And Saturday Night Live is notorious for just piles of cocaine. So you like cocaine? He likes cocaine. They had
there
to.
there was a dealer who circulated in 30 Rock.
That's one
like,
take
in the
on
first-
Evans.
in the first like 5 years. I mean, I don't think they ever said who the name was, but I think it popped up in the biography I read about Lorne Michaels because there's set to be a documentary that's coming out soon about Lorne.
On Lorne Michaels.
Yeah, I mean it's Lorne approved. So
I was about to say, I was about to say how
But,
critical because he's a real dick from reading those stories you hear about that guy.
You know, yeah. I mean,
It's
yeah,
dog
he-
eat
I mean,
dog
he's a
at
guy that's-
SNL. Yeah.
Wait, I mean, look at all the
He's-
weird deaths on SNL, dude. He's got a lot of skeletons in his closet, so to speak.
I mean,
Spooky.
shit. I mean, if you're going off of the original cast, you can go Belushi, Gilda Radner. You can go off one of the original writers with Michael O'Donoghue, which, by the way, connects with National Lampoon. I think kind of like when we say about like certain like musical acts, there's always like a sacrifice.
Sure.
You know, like the Beatles. Hey, how did the Beatles?
Rumored.
Was it Pete Best? Well,
Rumored.
Pete Best didn't die. Stuart Sutcliffe did. I said, if you want to talk, or with the
Brian
Stones,
Jones,
Brian
right?
Jones,
Right.
or New York Dolls had one of the
Led Zeppelin,
had one of their early guys.
Led Zeppelin's
know?
drummer.
Well, Zeppelin's drummer, I mean, connects with Jimmy Page being all up in, the Crowley shit, and because to be honest, they were at their peak.
Yeah, they were peaking
kinda
already.
and yeah,
But they
and
probably were already putting magical sigils on the records long before.
kind
John
of like what's
Bonham
his name, Keith Moon.
died.
Keith Moon dying when the Who is kind of like hitting their peak of popularity. But I think SNL, it's like they've had sacrifices throughout. I mean, shit. Phil Hartman and Chris Farley were not even 6 months. It was June. I was December '97 and May of '98. I mean, those were right on top of each other.
That Charles Rocket one's the one that's always stuck out to me as being super suspect.
Split his throat. Yeah, and meanwhile, he was only on for a year and got fired for saying "fuck" on the air.
Yeah, and he played a role in Hollywood after that as kind of this kind of independent dude, right? Like he's in the Farley Brothers stuff, right? Like he's kind of in their
He was
stable
in
of
Dumb and
actors, right?
Dumber. He had been in tons of
Hocus
tons of different-
Pocus.
yeah, Hocus Pocus, Murder at 1600. I mean, he was Quantum
Going up.
Leap. I mean, who
Yeah,
knows? I think in the end, we'll
He's
never.
also related to Abigail Folger, and stuff like that, right? This is his grandfather, Raymond Folger. I'm saying he's from an interesting family.
Yeah. I mean, I always thought that. I mean, the fact, like I said, he was in the movie Murder at 1600, and it's a small role.
Oh, was that the
but
one
in
with Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, and in that he's playing a suicidal
Yeah.
guy, like he's threatening to kill himself, and
That's
yeah,
right.
Yep.
That one came out not
good.
that far away from In the Line of, was it In the Line of Fire? Not In the Line of Fire.
It was a few years after In the Line of Fire, but right before Absolute Power.
Absolute Power. Thank you, sir. That's
yeah.
the one I was thinking of with Clint Eastwood. Right,
Yep.
right.
Movies with murders in the White House. Yep. And,
Right.
Yeah.
And that was right. Absolute Power was kind of the project adjacent to Murder 1600, right? Yeah, 1997. Yep.
Yep.
Great film. But I actually enjoy both of those films, actually.
Yeah, Absolute Power was pretty good. That was
Laura Linney, is that one too,
Ed Harris, Laura Linney, Dennis Haysbert, Scott Glenn.
Oh, dude, before he was working for UPS, right? He's doing this one, right?
Yep.
Richard Jenkins, that's right. Classic character actor, Richard Jenkins.
Oh, God, yeah.
Absolute Power corrupts. Absolutely.
That's kind of, I mean, that is definitely the tale they tell you in that one, right?
Who was the
That's
president?
popping off right around the
Who was the
Lewinsky
president?
affair, too, isn't it?
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman was the president. Boom.
I know, but we literally do have a murdered former staffer around the Lewinsky affair. The real person of the Lewinsky affair was Mary Mahoney. She dies July 4th, 1996. That's 1997. Isn't that strange? We suddenly get films about murdered girls in the White House.
She gets murdered at a Starbucks, execution style. The only one where the FBI gets involved.
No
One
sign of break-in.
person's lemons or another
stolen.
person's lemonade.
Yeah, dude, you can't write it off as a robbery as they did when they're shot in the execution style and nothing's taken. It's not a robbery.
I hear you.
As much of a robbery as Seth Rich,
in
right?
a movie though, like
She got more bullets. She was on the receiving end of more bullets than anybody else. And then the only person who had knowledge, a guy named Eric Butera, is beaten to death in a sting that the cops or whatever send him on to, but then they're a few blocks removed. They find the wire on him and beat him to death, and they're not there to hear it.
Yep.
So yeah, it was anything that connects to. I mean, you know what? As much as we could kind of owe up to the Clintons, I said the Clintons learned at the heart of political dark arts, which were H.W. Bush and Lyndon Johnson and predecessors before then who knew how to clean up a problem. And when you can clean up a problem,
so that depends on your definition and what your definition of the word is.
I mean, Lyndon Johnson, one of the people whose death was connected to him, was called a suicide, and the guy had 6 bullets in him.
Right.
You know,
well, they've always been willing to redefine reality again under oath and deposition. Bill Clinton says, "Well, that depends on what your word." Well, he's the president of the United States. He has the audacity to try to redefine what the word is.
Yep. Well, and then you had a guy like Ken Starr who was pretty much compromised too, which it's
same for his underling, right? Brent Kavanaugh, right?
Yeah.
Well, and Ken Starr.
Well, I think that's how they pervert this whole system, right?
pornography.
Brent Kavanaugh is clearly a piece of shit, right? But then they'll tell us that he raped a girl with some weird glasses 37 years ago and no evidence. But that's just part of the shit show because he really is a piece of shit.
Well,
right.
So you know what, Todd, you go first, and then I'll jump in.
I was just gonna say on the Ken Starr thing. Wasn't he the one that got behind the Morality and Decency Act or some bullshit?
Oh.
Back then, the real righteous people were going to look at the movies. There's too much pornography everywhere. So what they do is a dump truck arrives at Ken Starr's office, and it's full of stuff from Larry Flint. And it dumps and piles of magazines, are just laid out at his office, and then his aides all go through videos and magazines. And by the end, they're like, oh my God, that incident is a fiction. It's a hypothetical scenario, JJ. Because Ken Starr wasn't he the one that was trying to kind of clean up America from the Decency Act? Wasn't he one of these people that were, before he got on to...
Well, he was the independent counsel hired by Congress to investigate Bill Clinton.
They tried.
And he also had 40 hours of looking through pornography.
Well, I didn't know. I wasn't familiar with that aspect of it, but yeah, Larry Flint sent him a bunch of Hustler magazines, huh?
No, I think he ordered it. They had, bring it all to my office. Let me go through it. I could be mistaken, but Kenneth Starr was just bathed. He was just shown, look how filthy this place
Well, Larry
is.
Flint, he was offering $1 million for proof of against his infidelity. Larry Flint ran that against everybody, though. He was running blackmailing ops against everyone. That's Larry Flint's game.
Ken Starr was the guy to go out and be the guy that was going to crusade against it, kind of like the guy, the Dabney Coleman character. No, he was the pornographer.
Well, I think what you're describing is with the Newt Gingrich operation, but I'm sure Ken Starr was adjacent to that since Newt Gingrich hired him.
Yeah, it's that character. Remember the priest in Dragnet that is against the smut, but he's really working with the smut guy and
Reverend Worley. No, you're thinking Christopher Plummer played
Christopher Plummer.
That's right.
Dabney Coleman played Jerry Caesar, who was
kind of the Larry Flint guy, right?
Bait magazine. Well, he was Larry Flint.
Bait
Bob
magazine.
Guccione. I think he was a little bit of both in that.
Well, Bob Guccione, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, they had big hearings filled with they were trying to clean up the albums, clean up the pornography, clean up all this smut.
Yeah, Newt Gingrich was definitely part of that Southern religious right effort. And again, he was the Speaker of the House that hires Kenneth Starr, I believe, for the independent counsel role. I mean, he's definitely involved in it, right?
It might have been an outgrowth of the moral majority, like
there we go. That's the moral majority. I couldn't think of the name of it. Thank you.
To be honest, in terms of Larry Flint, who was one of the people, as they show in the movie People vs. Larry Flint, was Charles Keating, who eventually runs Lincoln Savings and Loan in the ground. He's one of the people behind the prosecutions.
Well, I would say the CIA and those Muppets probably thought he ran it pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, but with not even Starr. So with Kavanaugh, when you had the Vince Foster investigation, so when Ken Starr took it over, it was the second investigation. The first was a guy named Robert Fisk. Fisk was like, nope, Foster killed himself. And on Starr's group of investigators, there was Kavanaugh who said, no, it's a suicide, just forget it. And there was a guy named Miguel Rodriguez who said, we need to look into this more because there's a witness in the park who said he saw people around Foster's Honda. There's stuff that doesn't look right. And then Starr's like, suicide, just like rubber stamped it. Miguel Rodriguez is like, it was a sellout.
He's the Gerald Ford. He's the Warren Commission head.
Kavanaugh was a plant. I mean, Starr's investigation was never going to get further than it needed to be, which is why in the end, what did they do to Bill Clinton? I said, I still think that entire Lewinsky thing was a distraction. It was, we're going to smack you on the hand. We're going to make you look bad, but you're staying in office. It was a quid pro quo because the Republicans didn't want certain things getting aired out either because they were getting into the China aspect. They were getting into the fact that the White House was selling influence and the Republicans were involved with it too. If they got into it hard, deep enough, it would have exposed both sides. They're not going to let that shit happen. It's like the other country that we're not going to get into that sells influence both ways. Yes, if you expose that Pakistani hypocrisy, JJ, it's no good. No bueno.
Those guys that wear the blue berets.
Yes, it is no good.
Well, we all work for the UN now, sir, so that happens.
Yeah, I think the world government is in full effect.
Could happen. You could run into blue berets and blue.
Again, I think that was one of the most interesting parts of this film when I rewatched it because we keep seeing the Minuteman statue out in front of that mansion right there. Right, and again, not only is it the symbol of the society of Cincinnati,
symbol of our country, also.
Well, it's also specifically
wasn't the Minuteman the one that was going to be ready when Paul Revere blew the whistle? The Minuteman was stepping up.
There's multiple people.
Isn't that the myth?
That is a myth. That's what I'm saying. It was I believe Samuel Dawes was the man who actually ran that mission, not Paul Revere. But
we see 5 or 6 of them, I think.
But the Minutemen.
Oh yeah, but the other ones got caught. That's what I'm saying. There's only one that got through. It wasn't Paul Revere.
That was their name, Minuteman. We'll be ready in 1 minute. We'll have our musket loader.
It became the militia. That became the name.
Exactly.
Militia too. Yeah.
Right.
But this statue specifically was designed by a member of the Society of Cincinnati, and is used as this guy right here, is the original member in that line. Daniel Chesterton, is it Daniel Chesterton's? Daniel Chester French, and his forefathers Gold French, right here, this fellow. So it is interesting we keep seeing that in the film because we see that all of the Muppets work together here, right out in front of the mansion where we see that statue. Is when we discover that they all work together, right?
Yeah. Reminds me of how like Admiralty law used to run this country, and how the founding fathers created constitutional law, and that Admiralty law still subverts constitutional law in modern times. As well
That's kind of what they're saying here about the Shire. That's the commentary they make about the Shire law, right? Because they say in the Shire law predates the Magna Carta. Well, that's the U.S. Constitution. It's the Magna Carta 2.0.
Yeah, I might be looking at it opposite.
No, that was the thing that hit me. I watched the movie and I couldn't. I went and looked up the IMDb and all that, and I was trying to look for something weird about it. And then I realized after I'd spent a couple minutes, the weirdest part about this movie is it describes pretty much how parts of the United States operate in secret, and have had for a while. And we just have not been aware of it.
Yeah,
I think it's revelation. I'm like, holy shit.
I think it speaks to the inequity of our justice system, right?
Yeah.
I mean, kangaroo court. I mean, that's really, that's really what they're subjected to. And if you have a judge, I mean, the whole thing about judges is that they're supposed to be the ones who balance, the law. But in the end,
they're supposed to be objective, right? They're not, are they? There are a lot of activist judges.
No, I mean, if anyone wants to see how justice can be perverted, they just need to read about what happened to Alicia Owen in Nebraska, in regards to the Franklin scandal, how that case became a shit show. Or to be honest, not even something like that.
They put her in solitary confinement, sir, for in excess of what our overlords of the UN would recommend.
Yep, what they did to her. Or how about, and someone who's considered a hero, Judge Sirica of Watergate fame, what he did to Doug Caddy, one of the original Watergate burglar lawyers. They, he punished him, and all he was trying to do was represent his clients. I mean, Judge Sirica is considered, he kind of exposed Watergate. No, he acted outside of his purview.
They always do, man. They always do, and there's no repercussions for it, right? And some judges are appointed, many judges are elected, and there's still no repercussions other than to not elect them again. Even that's, limited and fucking muppetized as much as possible.
And it reminds you again of this issue of states' rights, because you always hear about the federal government fighting against the states, as far as power fights go. We're told that, thank God, there are states' rights. That's one of the blessings of the United States. Each state has its own independent system that operates outside the federal government. Federal government's supposed to hold jurisdiction, but they can't override certain things in state governments. Man, this allows these guys to do anything they want, anywhere they want. At one point, this would sound like a great thing. Now it sounds like anything goes. So,
well, it reminds me of
Paul Bonacci's another good example of what I see in tonight's film here, and that is Paul Bonacci's stepfather was a member of Society of Cincinnati. He appears in McCoy fellow, one of my kinfolk. And his mother was an Anderson of the Anderson House, the headquarters of the society. Her forefather was a very prominent officer in the Anderson clan. So I do think a lot of the elements we see in general, what is sold to us in many other aspects of propaganda really boil down to there's a society element to all this, just like in tonight's film, if you ask me.
Yeah, that was the thing I was looking forward to having you break down for us tonight, JJ. Thank you, sir.
The film reminded me of how in Michigan there used to be sundown towns all the way up to like the 70s or something. Like,
yeah, dude. I only heard about those a few years ago for the very first time. What's a sundown town? Is that where you better not be out after sundown, boy? We'll get you.
You better be out of town.
That's where if you weren't white, they would arrest you.
What if you're red? Can I get around if I'm red?
Well, like in the town that I grew up, that town was a sundown town, and that one of my friends was at a party, and he was super drunk or something, got arrested, and the police they put him in a closet and beat him up. He said he told me the story when he was fucking that was a fucked up story.
There was another person that told a story that was really fucked up, and it turned out to be complete fiction. But I'm with you, Clint.
Oh, Schindler's List.
This is
Schindler's
no.
List,
This
I
is
think one of those
there was an incident in There's a
Wasn't
very
there a lady
serious.
that
Hold
said
on,
she saw
Todd.
people hanging from telephone poles recently?
There was a very serious incident with the writer of the Reagan Dare song, and that Joseph Love, and that yeah, he was. I think he was in Ohio or Indiana, but he was
Dare
literally.
song, dude.
Yeah, he wrote the Dare song. His name was Joseph Love, but he was stomped to death in a courtroom in an open court of law, and that when his family sued the court, that they didn't win, and that extreme injustice.
Clint, you were doing
crazy,
were
dude.
doing a show about that the black actress from the famous '70s sexploitation black exploitation movies,
Schindler's List,
telling stories about going to the South and seeing people hanging from the telephone
Pam
poles.
Grier.
Yeah, I got her
Pam
to
Grier
admit
was
that she
telling
didn't see
stories
anything.
recently.
Yeah, she was born 10
that
years
just had
after the
no
last person was
basis in
lynched in
reality.
Ohio, dude.
Yeah, it had no
Bullshit.
basis in reality, but
Bullshit, dude.
and then when someone asks you, you're like, "Oh God, my memory kind of remembered something like that happened." Like kind of like I remember you seeing like J. Edgar Hoover in a dress. I mean, I thought I'd seen this, and Clint's like, "Nope, there's no picture." Okay, I thought there was. Is this something like that? These sundowner stories?
No,
Not
this
that
is the sundown
Well, they
towns
can
are
operate to
real.
the same capacity. You're
Todd, let me
saying the black
explain.
folks can't do it. I'm
I'm
saying they
not
can take that
saying that
weaponized
Let me
it's not
use
explain,
anyway.
real.
Todd.
I'm
Todd, let me
saying
explain.
some of this is being blown out of proportion.
No, this is not
Who's blowing some
inaccurate.
Porsches?
I'm telling you, Todd, that in Michigan, that my friend's dad, he was smoking a joint with his friend once in the 2 tracks, and the
Well, as soon as I hear
KKK
that, I
came
know it
marching
had
up.
to have happened.
KKK marched up around with torches and walked around his car. That a separate incident.
I can
Hold
tell
on.
you sundown
I
town
could-
Ohio.
one
One
more.
buddy, they
I
still
believe
exist.
it. Some government
Well,
agents dressed as
my
white
old-
supremacists
No.
came
This is
marching
out
around
in the
your
middle
friend's
of
car. I
nowhere.
can picture
This
it.
is in the,
I totally
Todd,
buy
this
that.
is in the middle of fucking nowhere. Okay, so
Even
my old
better.
lady, she went to this one when she was growing up. I don't remember what school or whatever she went to, but like her teacher, who was probably a leftist, they were canoeing and they canoed by the dude's house, and that he was wearing a KKK uniform in his backyard, and that he was not someone you would expect to be a member of the KKK, which you know.
Sounds like your average KKK member,
I was gonna say,
not
it sounds
someone
like a
you would
regular
expect.
KKK situation,
Yeah,
bud.
not someone you would expect.
They don't go around. They don't usually go around advertising.
Yeah, like Robert Byrd or.
Yeah, the dude was
They
in his
usually don't cut their
backyard.
grass.
Him you would suspect, but
In a
that's a bad
KKK outfit.
example.
You know what I mean?
Well, her and her friend said that when they canoed by him, that he started to hide because he realized people were seeing him in his uniform. It's pretty spooky.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
good. Well, I mean, sundown towns exist. It's why I think gang stalking is so prevalent today, because the framework already existed there for such activities. They just have to redirect the hatred to the undesirables, if you will.
Well, it comes in handy be a sundown town, you know, if you're trying to spread fear and
Yeah, or
manipulate.
cutting your grass wearing a KKK outfit, dude.
Never seen him,
Step
but I'm
Brothers
sure it
reference, I don't
exists
think you
somewhere.
can
Yeah.
call it Step Brothers. His brother's showing the house for sale, and he's over there in the Grand Dragon, Grand Wizard outfit, you know, cutting the grass.
Nah,
it won't play for some reason right now, but it's immediately what I was thinking when we were talking about the other fellow. But yeah, dude, these sundown towns exist. I can tell you one right now in the suburb of Cincinnati. There's a couple sundown towns I can think of. Dude, there was a town called Amelia, Ohio, in Claremont County. They got disbanded, the administration and their police, because all of their police were KKK members and outlaw biker gang members. The entire force was.
Yeah, rotten to the core.
Oh,
I'm
for
sure those
dude.
guys, after they
I assure you, that ain't the
they
only shit
went
they're
on to
involved
have
in, but yeah.
lucrative positions somewhere else. So
Yeah, they just got hired in the
that's the
county.
that's the kind of thing that they've got going on here, though. That's one of those things people aren't aware of. That's a connection that isn't widespread talked about, probably for good reason. You don't want these guys coming to your house bashing your head in because you mentioned that they might all be working together.
I don't disagree, sir. I don't disagree at all. And before we close this thing out here, we'll bring this thing in for Landon. I want to thank you, gents, for joining me here tonight to get a little GCD, and I want to thank you folks to the interwebs. We'll pass it around the horn here momentarily for some closing thoughts, statements, or baking recipes right after these messages.
Hey, you're embarrassing yourself, you geriatric fuck!
Brandon!
2 things! You keep your liver-spotted hands off my beautiful mother. She's a saint. And then you sit down and you write Dale and Brennan a check for $10,000. Or I'm going to shove one of those fake hearing devices so far up your ass,
Brennan!
you can hear the sound of your small intestine as it produces shit.
Dan Aykroyd's liver spotted hands creep me the fuck out, especially in that eating scene, dude. With bratwurst.
I think that's Dan Aykroyd's like alter, like one of these alter characters.
Dude, right? Because he dressed up in a very similar look in Ghostbusters 2 when he was the ghost of Vito, dude, the Carpathian.
He does that well. No, I respect Dan Aykroyd's ability to play any character, any type of character myself, but.
Dance on a log, dude.
What were you saying, Bill? Sorry, pardon me, sir.
I've never enjoyed that treat. It's never been a treat to me. I've had that offered me so many times. I love peanut butter. Not a big fan of raisins nor celery, but dance on a log. It's not even an appetizing dish, dude. Like, I remember the first time when I moved to Cincinnati and they served something there called shit on a shingle. I'm like, excuse me? That's not, you don't name your food shit on a shingle, dude.
No. Weird Mormon families add raisins to their tuna fish.
Oh, dude, it was a Mormon family that used to always demand to eat their ants on a stick, dude. It was a Mormon.
It's all from the government. It's all
It was a
good.
Mormon treat.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Just shit on a shingle, dude. I think it's just sausage and cheese, but you don't call it shit on a shingle.
One time.
Nah.
Yeah. My
Like,
favorite food is ribeye
of that
steak.
delicious shit.
It's like their version of cranberry and chicken, tuna and raisin.
It's like little pieces of rye bread, dude, and then like chip beef, and like dude, and some cheese and shit, dude. It's nothing fancy, but it's a common Cincinnati thing, and I never heard of it before there, and they called it shit on the shingle, and I said, "Pardon me, what did you just say to me? I don't want to eat. I'm not here to eat no shit."
Hey, everybody, the shit's ready.
Yeah.
Dig in.
Take those shits, and I will not eat any shit.
No, I will refuse to eat a dish named shit. It's like the bit from John Goodman's King Ralph for the spotted dick, that sausage joke they had. I'm not eating something called spotted dick, regardless of it's a sausage.
No Rocky Mountain oysters. You are close to that.
Well, I don't know. I've had a couple. I've been to the Great Falls Annual Testicle Festival now, sir, and I had a good time.
You know, how many can you take?
I'm hearing testicle, and all I can think of is, you mean lamb fries, like in Chevy Chase's Great Funny Farm?
Oh, there you go.
Totally.
That's Chevy Chase classic.
Sheep balls.
Yep.
Yeah.
These are delicious. What?
He's
Have
the
more.
lamb fry king.
So what were your gents' closing thoughts here, Phil? We'll start off with you. You're a secret agent of the Dewey Decimal System, sir. Thank you again for joining me for your very first time here to get a little GCD.
Yes, I'm glad to be here. You know what? As I was watching the movie on Sunday, I was like, God damn it, JJ's got me watching a movie that I haven't watched in decades, and I'm good with it. Because, you know...
JJ had me watching The Firm, which I never thought I would ever see again. I was good with that.
Yeah, Tom Cruise runs over
I'm
last
like,
night.
wow, I overlooked that.
I love The Firm.
I'm with you,
but
Bill.
When it comes to Nothing But Trouble, yeah, it's a guilty pleasure. It's not a great movie, but it's not a movie that I'm just going to disregard. It's a movie I would probably watch just to be like, holy shit, it's awful, but I want to watch it. You know, so
yeah.
No, I appreciate y'all's input too, and watching some of these old shitty films.
It's funny because my mom and my stepdad came over before. I rewatched the movie before the show, you know, and it's as soon as I turned it on, they were glued to the screen.
There you go.
And they stayed
entranced by the Aykroydism.
It is a train wreck, and you gotta watch it. You kind of like, oh shit, what are they doing here? What's going on?
Let me grab a snack. Oh, is that Chevy Chase? Oh shit, let me watch this. Is it Gay Tupac? Okay.
Yep. Which one of Digital Underground is still alive? Okay, dead. Okay.
I don't know much about this.
Was his nose really fake? The rapper dude.
It was.
Well, they were
Humpty, yeah.
That's part of it because he's not wearing it in a couple of scenes. I don't know if that was a gaff they had in there or what was going on there, but
Mind you, a CA band.
Yeah, I mean, all I know is, it was that, and it was the Humpty Dance.
I don't know much about them.
The one guy,
the Humpty Dance.
The one guy with the big nose is dead. There's only 2 guys left. Because I remember, and it's funny, we mentioned Dabney Coleman earlier. One of Dabney Coleman's short-lived shows, Drexel's Class, had Humpty was on that.
Oh shit, dude! I remember that show. Okay.
Yeah. Dabney Coleman might have been the legend of short-lived TV shows, in addition to being a great bad guy character actor.
Yeah, it was like it was like a Welcome Back Kotter type of thing, right? Or Head of the Class type of thing, right?
Yeah, 9 to 5 put him big time on the public radars. The horrible boss, that's taking advantage of these poor women.
Yep, very, very nice guy. Well, meanwhile, one of the last character roles he played was on Boardwalk Empire, and his character on that show, the Commodore, was a certified pedophile.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, on that, any of you guys see Boardwalk Empire?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
Started it, didn't finish.
That was so Steve Buscemi plays based on a real life character named in the show it's Nucky Thompson, but the guy's name in real life was Nucky Johnson out of Atlantic City. Dabney Coleman played a guy called the Commodore. And in the show, you find out later on that Nucky helped set up the Commodore with Gretchen Mall's character, who is like a big character throughout the show when she was like a teenager. And not like, 17 or 18. No, more like 13, 14, maybe even younger. And she's weird. Her character has weird issues with her own son. But then you find out, the Commodore raped her. Like there's weird shit to that.
Quite possibly Dabney Coleman's best film.
I haven't seen it. That's Henry Thompson.
Oh my goodness, sir! You're gonna love this. It's got national security, state, video games, dude, murder, all sorts of shit.
I mean, Dabney Coleman was, great 80s stuff, but there's a movie.
Great actor.
I think it might have been 89 or 90, and it was him and Terry Garr. And
I do remember that film. Yeah, dude.
AKA Max Headroom.
Yeah, Matt Frewer.
And Joe Pantoliano's in that too.
Yeah, I haven't seen this movie in so long, dude. Oh my god.
Underrated movie.
Wait,
I don't necessarily remember the plot of this, dude, unless I look at it.
Short time, Dabney Coleman finds out that he has a blood, like a regular checkup, and he finds out that he's dying, and it turns out that the only way he can help provide for his family is by getting killed in the line of duty. So despite the fact that initially he's about to retire, he starts going out for more dangerous assignments, and it's actually a reunion because it's him and his boss is Barry Corbin, who played the general in War Games.
Oh, no shit. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Barry Corbin. Yep.
What year about was it, Phil, that come out? Short time, do you remember?
89, 90.
89, 90, yeah.
He was in that TV show about Alaska, that last dude.
Oh, yeah.
Barry.
They were doing a lot of movies like that where the guy finds out it's time he's going to die.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds plays in the one with Dom DeLuise where he's going to...
George Clinton's definitely the process for sure.
The other guy, that plays the mobster, plays the football guy that's going to die. Heaven Can Wait. There was a bunch of these movies.
Heaven Can Wait. Yeah, dude, that was a good movie.
Where people find out they're going to die, and what would you do if you're going to die? Some of those movies.
Do y'all remember this one, dude, starring the Process Church-owned Parliament Funkadelic, George Clinton?
PCU is a good movie.
PCU, yeah.
Yeah, dude, this is way ahead of its time because it makes such great satirical commentary on all this woke agenda shit at a time when no one had even called it woke. It was just political correctness at that time. They hadn't rebranded it into woke shit yet, but
it was the way our country was going to go. Little did we know.
Oh, I love this film, dude. I remember watching this at the theater too, dude. I loved every bit of this film, dude. Had the kid from Great Outdoors in it, right? Had the son from Great Outdoors in it. This fella.
And John Cusack's one-time best buddy, Jeremy Piven.
I used to love Jeremy Piven. Yeah, he's a good actor.
What One Crazy Summer?
I mean, yeah, I was about to say he's done some great films. I mean, I've loved a lot of the films that he's done. Yeah, he's got some good movies. David Spade's in this one.
David Spade. Megan Ward, who was in Dark Skies, which was a conspiracy
Holy shit, dude! She don't do.
on,
Does she act anymore? She was the Encino Man.
No, retired. Encino Man. She was also in Rated X, the one I was talking about with.
Well, there you go, sir. There you go. Well, I think that's a great way to end it right there, buddy. I appreciate
that one.
Circling back on that one. Well, did you any other last commentaries on tonight's program before we call her in here?
No, I just appreciate the invite, JJ. Thank you so much for having us on again. I feel inferior when I hear Phil rattling off all these details.
A lot of great
Thank
facts.
you, Phil, for making us
of the Dewey Decimal System. So
appreciate any conversation with you and Clint and JJ and Jonah. Love you guys.
Oh yeah, those movies you recommended look pretty good. Star Chamber, Hero. Yeah.
I'm definitely. I got to check. There's a couple movies you got to check out here. I'm also going to rewatch PCU probably tonight because I love that film.
Oh, that's a nice short movie too.
It's a good comedy.
It's not a 93-minute movie. It's
a good comedy. You know, it's a quick comedy. You have to pay attention a lot to it. You know.
Yep. 100%.
JJ, if you would, please pick a good movie for me to bring. Tell Jim the Ninja to come on with us.
We'll get together. I'll have your Muppets contact my Muppets, sir, and we'll figure something out.
Let's get a movie review with Jim the Ninja.
What's next week's? Do we know what next week's is?
I do and I don't. I don't forget. I had it down to two options. I don't remember which one I decided now. So I took a nap right for the show, and I remember now. Is this what's going on here? What's this? What's happening?
It's most important. You take care of yourself. That's what's most important, JJ.
Yeah, I had therapy earlier today, then I took a nap, and I did have a film. I just want to select the one tomorrow night. I know what's going on tomorrow night here at Operation GCD Thursdays. Welcome to John Mitchell talking to Son of Sam. More of that devil shit and the anatomy of the satanic panic.
I love those.
All right.
Yep. So that'll be.
I love talking that devil shit.
Well, Sabrina, you're welcome to come on down, ma'am. I don't have your email address to contact you. You usually have to do it through Clint. So shoot me an email, and that way I have a way to contact you quicker than go through
I can send you her Twitter.
That works too. I don't know that I had that. If I don't,
I might pop on Clint's show after your show, JJ, for a minute or two.
Whose show? Where show, dude? What's
I
going
hope
on?
we see Phil. Phil, please visit.
Are you guys going to do a show at Clint's?
Please visit whenever you're able.
Yeah.
I'll come join y'all. I got to eat some dinner first, but I'll come join y'all.
I was just slamming some food while we were on the show.
That's good time management, sir.
I'm on for a short minute. I'll be representing myself as David Wilcox. If you want to,
I will be there as the blue avian disembodied ghost or spirit of David Wilcox.
Blue chickens forever.
Oh yeah. No,
all right,
what you got going on over here, JJ? Shout out to the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the chat as always. Good stuff as always. And I'll see you gents over there and check out Clint's show, folks of the interwebs. Clint Eastwood there on YouTube's. And I appreciate all your gents' input and appreciate you folks of the interwebs. Thanks for joining me here tonight. To get a little GCD on the way out. Watch out for lasers.
There's thousands of Americans out there. By the way, I've been shot with a laser beam twice.
Ted's down, folks. Ted's down. Watch out.
Well, that's it. That's the show here, folks. So the next time you're out on the town, visiting your local watering holes, or perhaps just meandering around, and you hear the unmistakable sounds of metal clanking, and you spot signs of a disturbance, well, check your six. Look in that garbage can, because you never can tell. The GCDs may be loose in your town.